Louisiana is a state steeped in history, mystery, and a culture that blends French, Spanish, African, and Native American influences. Its moss-draped oak trees, humid swamps, and centuries-old architecture provide the perfect backdrop for tales of the supernatural. Among these stories, the haunted castles of Louisiana stand out, drawing thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts from all over the world. From abandoned ruins to grand estates, the castles of Louisiana are said to be inhabited by restless spirits, vengeful specters, and entities that defy explanation. In this article, we explore the 25 most haunted castles in Louisiana, each with its own chilling tales and mysterious history, providing you with a detailed guide to the eeriest structures that the Pelican State has to offer. Longwood Mansion, perched on a gentle rise in Natchez, Louisiana, is a site of both architectural grandeur and chilling mystery. Constructed in the mid-19th century, this octagonal mansion was envisioned by its owner, Hollernut, as a symbol of wealth and sophistication. Its unique design, sprawling grounds, and ornate interior made it a striking landmark in the antebellum South. Yet Longwood Mansion is more than an architectural marvel. It is a place where history, tragedy, and the supernatural converge, earning it the nickname of Louisiana's Castle. Visitors to Longwood frequently report paranormal phenomena, from ghostly apparitions to unexplained sounds, suggesting that the mansion's walls are steeped not only in history, but in lingering spirits as well. Construction on Longwood Mansion began in 1860, a time when the country was teetering on the brink of the Civil War. Hollernut spared no expense in bringing his vision to life, planning a massive, luxurious home with 20 rooms and a distinctive octagonal shape meant to provide light and ventilation throughout. However, the outbreak of the Civil War brought construction to an abrupt halt. By the time Union forces advanced into the South, the mansion remained unfinished. Its interiors lacked floors, ceilings, and many of the intricate details that Nutt had envisioned. The incomplete structure, standing as a monument to ambition interrupted by war, would later become the stage for a host of mysterious and ghostly occurrences. Visitors to Longwood Mansion often report a palpable sense of presence as soon as they step inside. The mansion's vast, unfinished rooms seem to amplify even the faintest sounds, and many describe hearing footsteps echoing across the empty halls when no one is present. The grand staircase, a central feature of the mansion, is particularly notorious. Those who pass by it in the evening sometimes claim to see ghostly figures moving along the steps or standing silently at the landing. Some describe the figure of a man in 19th century attire, believed to be Hollernut himself, watching over the mansion he never completed. The air often feels heavy in these areas, as if the past refuses to release its hold on the present. Sightings are not limited to fleeting shadows or peripheral glimpses. Multiple visitors have reported seeing fully formed apparitions, dressed in period clothing, walking purposefully through the unfinished halls or standing near windows and doorways. Some witnesses describe the figure of a woman, perhaps a member of the Nutt family or a servant, gliding silently through rooms before vanishing into the walls. Others have observed strange movement in the corners of their vision, only for the figures to disappear when looked at directly. These apparitions, combined with unexplained noises, create an atmosphere that is both enchanting and unnerving. Longwood Mansion is also known for strange auditory phenomena. Many visitors report hearing the faint strains of music, as if a piano or violin were playing in an unseen room. Whispered conversations, the rustle of fabric, and the creaking of doors are frequently reported, even when the mansion is empty. Investigators often note that these sounds tend to cluster near areas that were central to family life, such as the main halls, the staircases, and what would have been living quarters. Some suggest that the mansion itself is replaying fragments of its past, echoing the life and activities of those who once walked its halls. Unexplained temperature changes are another hallmark of Longwood's hauntings. Sudden drops in temperature, cold drafts, and a sensation of being watched are commonly reported. These phenomena often occur in the unfinished areas of the mansion, where the lack of completed walls and ceilings may contribute to the eerie energy. Guests have described feeling a chill brush past them, or noticing that the air grows inexplicably colder near certain windows or corners. The combination of visual, auditory, and physical experiences makes Longwood Mansion a particularly immersive, haunted site. The mansion's exterior and surrounding grounds also play a role in its haunting reputation. The sprawling lawns, shaded by ancient oak trees, have been the scene of reported sightings of figures moving along the pathways or near the mansion's perimeter. Some visitors describe mist-like forms gliding across the grass, vanishing as they approach. The combination of natural beauty and paranormal activity creates a surreal, otherworldly ambience that is both captivating and unsettling. Historians and paranormal enthusiasts alike are drawn to Longwood Mansion not only for its architectural significance, but for its spectral stories. The mansion serves as a reminder of ambition interrupted by war and the lives touched by tragedy. The spirits reported here seem to reflect the mansion's past figures, frozen in time, echoing the events and emotions of a bygone era. From Hollownut's apparent vigilance to the movements of unseen occupants, the mansion embodies a connection between the living and the dead, a liminal space where history continues to whisper through the halls. Today, Longwood Mansion remains a site of fascination for visitors, offering tours that highlight both its architectural features and its haunted legacy. Those who walk its halls may glimpse the past in the form of ghostly figures, hear sounds that defy explanation, or feel an unseen presence guiding them through the unfinished rooms. The mansion's blend of beauty, history, and mystery ensures that it remains one of Louisiana's most compelling haunted locations. Longwood Mansion stands as a testament to the enduring power of history and the supernatural, where the past is never truly gone, and the spirits of those connected to it continue to linger in silent watch over the castle that was never completed. The Myrtles Plantation, located in St. Francisville, Louisiana, is widely regarded as one of the most haunted homes in America. Built in 1796 by General David Bradford, the plantation has a long and storied history, marked by wealth, tragedy, and inexplicable events. Often referred to as a castle because of its grand, imposing structure and sprawling grounds, the Myrtles Plantation draws visitors from around the world, seeking to experience its eerie atmosphere and paranormal activity firsthand. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained sounds and chilling cold spots, the plantation has earned a reputation as a place where the past refuses to remain buried. The legend of Chloe, a former slave, is central to the Myrtles Plantation's haunted lore. According to popular stories, Chloe was a servant in the household who grew resentful of the family she served. In a moment of malice or desperation, she allegedly poisoned a birthday cake intended for the family, resulting in the deaths of several members. Some versions of the story suggest that Chloe herself was punished for her crime, while others imply that she died under mysterious circumstances. Whether fully true or a product of folklore, Chloe's presence is said to linger in the house. Visitors report seeing a spectral figure, often described as a young woman in a green turban, appearing in photographs or glimpsed in the corners of rooms. These sightings are accompanied by a palpable sense of unease, as if her spirit remains trapped between worlds, carrying the weight of her actions and the tragic events that unfolded. Beyond the legend of Chloe, the Myrtles Plantation exhibits a wide range of unexplained phenomena. Many visitors report hearing footsteps echoing along the creaking floors, even when no one else is present. Doors are known to open and close without warning, and objects sometimes move inexplicably. These occurrences are especially common in the main house, where the structure, age, and the layered history of its occupants seem to create an environment ripe for paranormal activity. The sounds of whispers, laughter, and even crying have been reported in various rooms, often coinciding with areas historically associated with tragedy or conflict. Cold spots are another hallmark of the Myrtles Plantation's hauntings. Visitors frequently describe sudden drops in temperature, often accompanied by a shiver or sense of discomfort. These chills can occur in the middle of a warm day or in fully heated rooms, and they tend to appear in locations tied to the plantation's more tragic stories, such as bedrooms where family members died or areas where servants once worked. Some believe that these cold spots are manifestations of lingering spirits, the energy of unresolved emotions and suffering left behind in the plantation's walls. Apparitions at the Myrtles plantation are not limited to Chloe alone. Other ghostly figures have been reported throughout the estate. Guests have seen shadowy figures moving along hallways, standing silently by doors, or appearing at the tops of staircases. In some cases, visitors report seeing full-bodied apparitions in period attire, suggesting that these spirits are reenacting fragments of their lives long after death. Some of the most chilling encounters involve children's figures who are sometimes glimpsed playing in the rooms or moving across the plantation grounds before vanishing. These sightings contribute to the sense that the Myrtles plantation is a place where time and life intersect, allowing echoes of the past to remain present. The plantation's grounds, including its moss-draped oak trees and formal gardens, also contribute to the haunted atmosphere. Visitors have reported strange lights flickering among the trees or mist-like figures drifting along the paths. The combination of the estate's natural beauty and its spectral presence creates a surreal experience, where the living and the dead seem to coexist in the same space. Some witnesses claim to feel invisible hands brush against them, or a sudden presence near their side while walking the grounds, reinforcing the notion that spirits linger outside as well as inside the house. Photographs taken at the Myrtles plantation often show anomalies that defy explanation. Orbs of light, shadowy shapes, and even faint images of figures have appeared in pictures, sometimes when no one was in the room. Many believe that these photographic anomalies are evidence of the spirit's presence, capturing what human eyes might miss. Paranormal investigators frequently return to the plantation with cameras, audio recorders, and other devices, attempting to document the supernatural activity that has made the site so famous. Despite the fear it can inspire, the Myrtles plantation is also a place of fascination and historical significance. Its architecture, furnishings, and preserved rooms offer a glimpse into life in the antebellum South, while the stories of hauntings provide a chilling layer of depth to its history. Visitors are drawn not only by curiosity, but also by the unique opportunity to connect with a place where history and the supernatural intertwine so vividly. Walking through the plantation, it is easy to imagine the lives once lived there, the tragedies endured, and the spirits who may still wander its halls. Today, the Myrtles plantation continues to captivate visitors, both for its architectural beauty and its haunted legacy. Whether it is the ghost of Chloe, the unexplained footsteps echoing through the halls, the cold spots that chilled to the bone, or the spectral figures glimpsed in photographs, the plantation offers an experience that is unforgettable and unsettling. The Myrtles plantation remains a compelling destination for anyone interested in history, mystery, and the paranormal, a place where the past continues to assert its presence in the most unexpected and eerie ways. Oak Alley Plantation, located in Vatry, Louisiana, stands as one of the most iconic and visually stunning estates in the American South, famous for its towering oak-lined walkway leading up to the grand antebellum mansion. Oak Alley is a symbol of elegance, history, and a haunting legacy. Built in the early 1830s by the German immigrant Jacques Telesphore-Roman, the plantation was the site of a thriving sugarcane enterprise and a home to the Roman family and their household staff. However, beyond its historical significance and architectural beauty, Oak Alley Plantation has garnered a reputation for paranormal activity, drawing ghost hunters, curious visitors, and historians intrigued by the spirits said to linger within its walls and across its sprawling grounds. The first stories of hauntings at Oak Alley often revolve around the mansion itself. The grand rooms, with their high ceilings, expansive windows, and ornate furnishings, have been the site of numerous reported apparitions. Many visitors claim to see ghostly figures appearing in the windows, only to vanish when approached. Some of these figures are thought to be former members of the Roman family, moving silently through the mansion as if replaying moments from their lives. Others are believed to be spirits of the enslaved individuals who worked the estate, their presence lingering as a reminder of the hardships and tragedies endured on the plantation. One of the most frequently reported phenomena involves the cries of children, Witnesses describe hearing faint, sorrowful cries echoing through the hallways or across the expansive lawns, even when the plantation is otherwise empty. Some speculate that these sounds belong to children who lived on the estate centuries ago, either the offspring of the Roman family or children of the enslaved community. Whether these sounds are the result of lingering emotional energy or more tangible spiritual manifestations, they leave many visitors unsettled and profoundly aware of the layers of history embedded within the estate. The massive halls and corridors of Oak Alley Plantation contribute to its eerie ambience. At night, the sounds of footsteps echo along the polished floors, often when no one else is present. Doors have been reported to open or close on their own, and objects appear to move without explanation. Visitors have recounted feeling sudden cold spots as they traverse the mansion, particularly in areas where tragic events are said to have occurred. These chilling experiences enhance the feeling that the past has not fully relinquished its hold on the property. The plantation's exterior is equally haunting. The oak-lined alley itself is a frequent site of paranormal reports. Visitors have claimed to see shadowy figures moving along the walkway, sometimes appearing to walk in formation as if reenacting scenes from long ago. In the early morning mist or at dusk, the oak's branches, draped in Spanish moss, can create the illusion of figures lurking among the trees. Some have reported feeling an unseen presence brushing past them while walking the alley, reinforcing the sense that the spirits of Oak Alley are not confined to the mansion's interior. Several rooms in the mansion are particularly associated with spectral activity. The bedrooms, where former residents once slept, are often reported as sites of sudden cold drafts, whispers, or glimpses of figures dressed in period attire. In the dining room, visitors have described seeing phantom diners seated at the long tables, or the faint smell of food cooking, though the kitchens have long been cold and empty. Even in the grand parlor, where sunlight streams through tall windows, the sensation of being watched is frequently reported, as though the mansion itself is aware of the presence of the living. Paranormal investigators who have visited Oak Alley have captured recordings of unexplained sounds and even glimpses of anomalies on cameras and video equipment. Some have claimed to hear the distant sounds of horse-drawn carriages, footsteps on wooden floors, or the rustling of unseen movements. Others report capturing glowing orbs or shadowy figures moving across the frames, reinforcing the belief that Oak Alley Plantation is a hotbed of supernatural activity. While skeptics may attribute these phenomena to the mansion's age, architecture, or natural sounds, the consistency of reports over decades has cemented its reputation as a haunted estate. The history of Oak Alley Plantation is inseparable from its spectral stories. The wealth and grandeur of the Roman family were built upon the labor of enslaved people, and the plantation's tragic past contributes to the weight of its hauntings. The spirits of those who suffered, labored, and lived on the estate are said to linger, leaving behind a sense of sorrow, longing, and unresolved energy. Visitors often report feeling emotionally affected by their experiences, describing a mix of awe, fear, and melancholy as they traverse the grounds and halls. Today, Oak Alley Plantation remains a popular destination for tourists, historians, and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Its haunting reputation adds an additional layer of fascination to the historical and architectural significance of the site. Visitors are encouraged to explore the grounds during the day, marveling at the grandeur of the Oak Alley and the mansion. But those who venture in the evening or participate in guided ghost tours often report the most intense paranormal experiences. Whether it is the ghostly figures glimpsed in the windows, the cries of long-dead children, or the feeling of unseen presences in the hallways, Oak Alley Plantation provides a haunting reminder that history never truly dies, and the spirits of the past may linger where they once lived, loved, and suffered. For those who walk the grounds and enter the halls of Oak Alley, the plantation offers more than a historical journey. It provides an encounter with the supernatural, a chance to witness a place where time seems to fold, and the past continues to echo through the present. The combination of natural beauty, architectural splendor, and chilling ghost stories ensures that Oak Alley Plantation remains one of Louisiana's most captivating and haunted destinations, a true castle of both history and mystery. Laura Plantation, located in Vatry, Louisiana, stands as a striking example of Creole architecture and a living testament to the complex, often tragic history of the American South. Established in the early 1800s, the plantation became home to the Duparc and Laura families, who oversaw the cultivation of sugarcane with the labor of enslaved people. While the mansion itself is an architectural gem, featuring steeply pitched roofs, tall windows, and intricately designed galleries, it is the stories of the people who lived and labored there that give the plantation its haunting reputation. Visitors and historians alike have reported strange occurrences on the property, from ghostly figures wandering the grounds to shadowy shapes appearing near the outbuildings, suggesting that the spirits of those long gone continue to linger. Much of Laura Plantation's haunted lore is tied to the lives of the enslaved individuals who worked the estate. The plantation was home to dozens of enslaved men, women, and children, whose labor and suffering fueled the estate's prosperity. According to accounts from visitors and researchers, some of these spirits remain restless, manifesting in the form of shadows, fleeting figures, and inexplicable movements. Many of the reported sightings occur near the quarters where enslaved people lived or in areas where their labor was most concentrated, such as sugarcane fields and processing areas. These hauntings serve as a haunting reminder of the lives that were bound to the plantation and the hardships endured over decades. One of the most commonly reported phenomena at Laura Plantation involves eerie shadows. Visitors often describe seeing figures moving just beyond the periphery of vision or glimpses of people standing silently near the outbuildings. These apparitions sometimes appear as shadowy forms with no distinguishable features, while at other times they manifest as fully formed figures dressed in period clothing. Witnesses have recounted moments when these figures seem to vanish as they approach, or when the figure seems to be aware of being watched, retreating into the darkness of the surrounding landscape. The main house itself is a focal point for paranormal activity. Inside the mansion, guests have reported cold spots, sudden drops in temperature that occur without explanation. Some have experienced a sensation of being watched as they walk the hallways, particularly near rooms that were once central to the family's daily life. Doors have been known to creak open or close on their own, and unexplained knocks and tapping sounds have been reported from the walls. In some accounts, the sounds of whispers or low murmurs accompany these physical manifestations, giving the impression that the past is attempting to communicate with the living. Outbuildings and detached kitchens on the property are also sites of frequent reports of paranormal phenomena. Visitors have described seeing figures moving through the shadows of these structures, often when the areas are unoccupied. Flickering lights, sudden cold drafts, and the faint sound of footsteps are commonly reported, leading many to believe that the spirits of those who once labored here continue their routines in an unseen realm. These hauntings are not violent, but carry a heavy emotional weight, a lingering presence of sorrow, fatigue, and endurance. Several visitors have reported more specific apparitions that appear tied to the plantation's history. Children's figures have been seen playing or moving along the edges of the fields, perhaps spirits of young ones who lived and worked on the estate. Some visitors have reported ghostly women in the galleries or near the main house, believed to be former members of the household staff. Occasionally, full-bodied figures are glimpsed in the windows of the mansion, only to vanish when approached. These sightings create a palpable connection to the past, as if the plantation is a living memory, preserving the experiences of all who inhabited it. These visual phenomena, coupled with reported sounds and physical sensations, have attracted paranormal investigators seeking to document the supernatural activity. While skeptics may attribute these events to natural causes, such as drafts, old building materials, or optical illusions, the consistency of the reports over decades strengthens the plantation's reputation as one of Louisiana's most haunted estates. The history of Laura Plantation cannot be separated from its spectral presence. The lives of enslaved individuals, their struggles, and the tragedies experienced on the property seem to resonate within the very structure of the mansion and the surrounding grounds. Visitors often feel an overwhelming sense of connection to the past, a combination of awe and unease as they walk where generations before them once lived, worked, and suffered. The plantation's legacy is preserved not only in its architecture and historical records, but in the lingering spiritual energy reported by countless guests. Today, Laura Plantation continues to welcome visitors, offering tours that highlight both its architectural and cultural significance. For those interested in the paranormal, the estate provides an immersive experience, allowing guests to explore a location where history and supernatural activity intersect, from the shadowy figures seen near outbuildings to the cold spots and whispers in the mansion. The hauntings at Laura Plantation provide a vivid glimpse into a past that refuses to remain silent. It is a place where the presence of long-departed souls can still be felt, a testament to the enduring impact of history and the human experiences that shaped it. For anyone walking the grounds or exploring the mansion, Laura Plantation offers more than a historical tour. It provides a journey into a world where the past is tangible, where the spirits of those who lived, worked, and endured on the estate continue to echo through time. The combination of haunting history, eerie apparitions, and the palpable weight of memory makes Laura Plantation a truly unforgettable destination for those drawn to the supernatural and the stories of a bygone era. San Francisco Plantation, located in Garyville, Louisiana, is a striking example of Gothic Revival architecture, often described as resembling a castle due to its dramatic spires, steeply pitched roofs, and intricate woodwork. Built in the mid-19th century, the plantation home was a symbol of wealth and prestige, designed with both elegance and grandeur in mind. Yet beyond its architectural beauty, San Francisco Plantation is a site rich with history and steeped in eerie legends. Over the years, visitors and paranormal investigators alike have reported a variety of unexplained phenomena, from ghostly figures on the upper floors to mysterious sounds and moving objects. The plantation stands as a testament to the past, a place where the echoes of history are still felt in chilling and sometimes inexplicable ways. The plantation was originally constructed as a residence for a wealthy family whose fortune came from sugarcane cultivation. Its Gothic Revival design, unusual for southern plantations, features elaborate woodwork, tall windows, and a turreted roofline that gives the home a castle-like appearance. Inside, the mansion is filled with spacious rooms, high ceilings, and ornate staircases that exemplified 19th-century opulence. However, the elegance of the estate is shadowed by stories of paranormal activity that have persisted for decades, creating a reputation for being one of the most haunted plantation homes in Louisiana. Visitors to San Francisco Plantation frequently describe the sensation of being watched as they explore the mansion. This feeling often intensifies on the upper floors, where the bedrooms and private living areas are located. Many guests report sudden chills or unexplained gusts of cold air, despite the warm climate outside. Some have even described feeling a presence standing close by, yet when they turn to look, no one is there. This sensation of unseen observation adds to the sense of unease that permeates the plantation, making even routine tours feel suspenseful and unnerving. Paranormal investigators have documented a range of unusual phenomena at the estate. Many have recorded unexplained sounds, such as footsteps echoing along the hardwood floors, doors creaking or slamming without cause, and faint voices or whispers that seem to emanate from empty rooms. In particular, the upper floors of the mansion appear to be hotspots for activity. Investigators have reported objects moving on their own, chairs shifting, and personal belongings appearing in different locations than where they were left. These physical manifestations are often accompanied by sudden drops in temperature, cold spots that seem to defy explanation and heighten the eerie atmosphere. Ghostly figures are another frequent occurrence at San Francisco Plantation. Visitors have claimed to see shadowy forms moving along hallways or standing at the tops of staircases. Some apparitions appear fully formed, dressed in period clothing, while others are fleeting shadows that disappear when approached. Certain rooms, especially the bedrooms and the master suite, are often associated with these spectral sightings. Guests have recounted moments when they felt compelled to leave a room due to an overwhelming sense of presence or unease, only to learn later that similar experiences had been reported by others. The plantation's architecture itself seems to amplify the haunting experience. High ceilings, narrow corridors, and intricate woodwork create spaces where sounds travel in unusual ways, making footsteps and creaks more pronounced. The Gothic design, with its dark corners, tall windows, and imposing staircases, lends itself to an atmosphere that encourages the imagination to interpret ordinary events as something otherworldly. The grounds surrounding San Francisco Plantation also contribute to its haunted reputation. The mansion sits amidst sprawling lawns and gardens, with outbuildings and ancillary structures that were once used for work and storage. Visitors have reported seeing figures moving among these buildings, especially at dusk or in the early morning hours when shadows stretch across the property. Some have observed lights flickering in empty rooms or shapes moving behind windows, suggesting that the spirits of those who once lived and worked on the plantation remain present even outside the main house. Historical context plays a significant role in the plantation's spectral activity. The lives of the people who inhabited San Francisco Plantation, including both the family and the enslaved workers who labored there, were filled with intense experiences, hardships, and emotional energy. Many paranormal investigators and historians believe that such energy can linger, manifesting in unexplained phenomena and creating the haunting atmosphere reported by visitors. The plantation serves as a reminder of the lives, struggles, and stories that have unfolded within its walls, some of which may never have fully left the site. Despite its eerie reputation, San Francisco Plantation remains a popular destination for tourists and history enthusiasts. Guided tours often include accounts of the hauntings, alongside explanations of the estate's architectural and historical significance. Visitors are drawn both to the mansion's striking beauty and its mysterious allure, seeking to experience the combination of history and the supernatural firsthand. The blend of Gothic elegance and ghostly activity makes the plantation a unique and compelling sight, offering more than just a glimpse into the past, but an opportunity to feel the lingering presence of those who came before. San Francisco Plantation continues to captivate the imagination of all who visit. From the shadowy figures in the upper floors to the unexplained sounds and moving objects throughout the mansion, the estate provides a hauntingly vivid reminder that the past is never truly gone. Its halls echo with the whispers of long-dead inhabitants, and its grounds remain alive with the impressions of history. For anyone exploring the mansion and its grounds, San Francisco Plantation offers a journey into a place where beauty and fear intertwine, where the living can encounter the echoes of lives long departed, and where the line between the past and the present feels startlingly thin. Huma's House, located in Darrow, Louisiana, stands as one of the most opulent and historically significant plantations in the state, often referred to as the Sugar Palace, due to its grandeur and scale. The estate was originally established in the late 1700s and expanded over the decades into a sprawling plantation with lush gardens, stately mansion, and impressive outbuildings. While Huma's House is celebrated for its architectural beauty, its formal gardens, and its remarkable collection of period furnishings, it is equally renowned for the paranormal activity reported by visitors, staff, and paranormal investigators. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained lights and mysterious sounds, Huma's House is a site where history and the supernatural seem to intertwine, creating an atmosphere that is as eerie as it is captivating. The history of Huma's House is steeped in wealth, influence, and the complexities of life in the antebellum South. The plantation thrived on sugarcane production, and over the decades, several prominent families called the estate home. It is said that the energy of those who lived and labored there, both owners and the enslaved people who worked the land, has left an indelible mark, one that can still be sensed by those who walk its halls. Many visitors have reported feeling sudden chills or cold spots, often in rooms associated with the mansion's most active hauntings, as if unseen presences linger in spaces where life and labor once intersected. Guests and paranormal investigators frequently report seeing apparitions in period clothing. Some witnesses describe fully formed figures of men, women, or children moving through the halls, sometimes walking purposefully from one room to another, and other times appearing to stand silently, as if observing the living. Staff members have noted instances where figures dressed in antebellum attire appear near doorways or at the top of staircases, only to vanish when approached. These sightings are often accompanied by feelings of unease, the sensation that one is being watched, or the impression that the figures are aware of the living, but exist in a separate, intangible realm. Mysterious lights are another common phenomenon at Huma's house. Visitors have reported seeing orbs or flickering lights in rooms where no lamps or electrical devices are in use. In some cases, lights appear to move along the walls or ceilings, as if tracing the movements of unseen figures. These luminous anomalies have been documented by both casual visitors and paranormal investigators using cameras and recording equipment. Some researchers suggest that these lights may be manifestations of residual energy or spirits attempting to communicate, while others believe they could be echoes of past events imprinted on the environment of the mansion. The soundscape of Huma's house is also reported to be unusual and unsettling. Many guests have heard doors opening and closing on their own, sometimes with loud, forceful thuds that startle even the most skeptical visitor. Footsteps echoing along the polished floors are frequently reported, yet no one is present to make them. Some have described hearing indistinct whispers, faint laughter, or the sounds of chairs being moved when the rooms are otherwise empty. These auditory phenomena are particularly pronounced at night, when the mansion is quiet and the smallest noises seem amplified, giving the impression that the past is replaying itself for anyone who will listen. The gardens and grounds of Huma's house are not exempt from paranormal activity. The formal gardens, shaded walkways, and hidden alcoves have all been sites of reported encounters. Visitors have occasionally reported fleeting shadows among the foliage or the feeling of being followed by unseen presences while strolling the estate's pathways. Some witnesses describe hearing laughter or soft cries, perhaps belonging to children or young adults from centuries past. Even the old carriage houses and outbuildings are said to be hotspots for supernatural occurrences, with strange sounds and visual anomalies reported by those who venture close after dark. One of the most compelling aspects of Huma's house's hauntings is the sense of history intertwined with the paranormal. Each room, hallway, and garden seems to carry the memory of the lives that once inhabited the space. Guests often report that their experiences are emotionally charged, with feelings of melancholy, curiosity, or even apprehension, as if the mansion itself is conveying a story from the past. Paranormal investigators have noted that certain areas, particularly rooms associated with former owners or key historical events, tend to exhibit more frequent activity, suggesting that these spaces may be reservoirs for the energy of those who once lived there. Despite its reputation for hauntings, Huma's house remains a popular destination for tourists and history enthusiasts. Guided tours of the mansion and its grounds emphasize both its architectural splendor and its rich history, while also acknowledging the reports of paranormal activity. Visitors often leave with a heightened sense of connection to the past, feeling as though they have glimpsed the lives, struggles, and lingering presences of those who came before. The mansion's combination of elegance, historical significance, and supernatural intrigue ensures that it continues to captivate and mystify those who visit. Whether it is the ghostly apparitions seen in period clothing, the unexplained lights flickering in empty rooms, or the sounds of doors opening and closing without cause, Huma's house offers an experience that goes beyond history alone. The estate provides a unique opportunity to walk in the footsteps of the past, while sensing the lingering energy of those who once called it home. Its haunting legacy serves as a reminder that the stories of people, both the privileged and the enslaved, continue to resonate long after their time, and that the mansion, with all its grandeur and mystery, is never truly empty. St. Joseph Plantation, located in Vatry, Louisiana, is one of the most elegant and historically significant estates along the Mississippi River. Built in the late 18th century and expanded over the years, the plantation is renowned for its stately architecture, period furnishings, and well-preserved grounds. Yet beyond its historical and architectural importance, St. Joseph Plantation is widely recognized for its paranormal activity, from shadowy figures to unexplained footsteps and lingering presences. Visitors have long reported that the spirits of the past remain very much alive within its halls, giving the mansion an eerie, unforgettable atmosphere. The history of St. Joseph Plantation is intertwined with the lives of the families who owned it and the enslaved individuals who worked at sugarcane fields. Generations of families lived in the grand mansion, overseeing the cultivation of sugarcane and managing the estate, while enslaved workers labored under harsh conditions. The plantation's wealth and status were built on this labor, and many believe that the energy of those who suffered, toiled, and lived here has left a lasting imprint. This energy is often cited as a key reason for the plantation's paranormal reputation, and many visitors report feeling a palpable presence as they explore the house and grounds. One of the most commonly reported phenomena at St. Joseph Plantation is the sound of footsteps echoing through empty hallways. Guests have described hearing the distinct sound of shoes on wooden floors, pacing along corridors where no one else is present. These footsteps often appear near bedrooms, staircases, and other high-traffic areas of the mansion, creating an uncanny feeling that someone is moving unseen just beyond their sight. In some accounts, the footsteps are accompanied by faint creaks and groans of the old house, which only add to the sensation that the past is playing out once again. Shadowy figures are another frequent occurrence at the plantation. Visitors have claimed to see dark, human-shaped silhouettes near bedrooms, along hallways, and at the top or bottom of staircases. Some figures appear to move deliberately, while others seem to watch silently before vanishing when approached. Guests often describe a feeling of being observed or followed, which intensifies the eerie atmosphere of the mansion. In many cases, these figures are believed to represent former inhabitants of the house, either family members or enslaved individuals still connected to the place where they lived and worked. The spirits of former slaves are often cited as lingering presences at St. Joseph Plantation. Visitors have reported seeing figures dressed in period clothing, performing what appears to be daily tasks, or moving along the grounds in the early morning mist. Some witnesses describe the feeling of sorrow, tension, or longing when in certain rooms or areas, suggesting that these spirits remain unsettled and unable to find peace. The plantation grounds, including the sugarcane fields and detached outbuildings, are also believed to be sites where these spirits are most active, maintaining a presence that transcends the passage of time. In addition to visual and auditory phenomena, guests sometimes report unexplained sensations throughout the mansion. Sudden drops in temperature, cold drafts, and the feeling of being touched or brushed by an invisible presence are commonly described. These experiences often occur in rooms associated with tragedy or intense labor, such as the old kitchens, bedrooms, or work areas, leading some to believe that the energy of the past continues to linger in these spaces. Paranormal investigators have documented these sensations alongside other anomalies, including orbs of light, unusual shadows, and sounds that cannot be attributed to structural or environmental factors. The architecture and design of St. Joseph's Plantation seem to enhance its haunted ambience. The high ceilings, wide corridors, and intricately crafted staircases create an environment where sounds carry in unexpected ways, and shadows form in corners, amplifying the perception of presence. Yet the consistency of reports over decades, combined with accounts of multiple visitors experiencing similar phenomena in the same locations, suggests that there is more to the haunting than architectural acoustics alone. The mansion itself appears to act as a vessel for the memories and spirits of those who once lived within its walls. Many visitors to St. Joseph Plantation describe emotional reactions to their experiences, ranging from curiosity to unease or even fear. The combination of historical significance, physical beauty, and supernatural presence creates an atmosphere that is at once captivating and unnerving. Guests often leave with the impression that the plantation is not merely a static monument to history, but a living space where the past continues to exert its influence. The sense of connection to the lives and experiences of those who inhabited the estate adds a depth to the haunting that is difficult to replicate elsewhere. The plantation grounds themselves contribute to the haunting experience. Walking through the manicured gardens, shaded pathways, and surrounding fields, visitors sometimes report glimpsing fleeting figures or sensing invisible presences just out of sight. The combination of natural beauty and lingering spirits creates an atmosphere that is simultaneously serene and unsettling, allowing guests to feel the weight of history in both visible and invisible ways. The oak-lined avenues and ancient trees add to the impression that the plantation is alive with memory, with spirits still moving through the spaces where they once lived, worked, and died. St. Joseph Plantation remains a destination for those interested in history, architecture, and the paranormal. Guided tours often include stories of reported hauntings, alongside explanations of the estate's historical significance, providing visitors with a fuller understanding of both the mansion and the people who shaped it. Whether hearing the echo of footsteps, glimpsing a shadowy figure on a staircase, or feeling the presence of someone unseen, the experiences reported by guests create a hauntingly vivid connection to the past. For those who explore St. Joseph Plantation, the estate offers more than a glimpse into 19th-century Southern life. It provides an encounter with the spirits of its former inhabitants, a chance to feel the lingering impact of history, and a reminder that some presences never truly leave. From the ghostly figures in the hallways to the mysterious footsteps and cold spots, St. Joseph Plantation continues to captivate visitors with its beauty, its history, and the echoes of lives long past. Whitney Plantation, located in Wallace, Louisiana, is a historic site unlike any other in the United States. Unlike the grand antebellum estates often celebrated for their architecture or wealth, Whitney Plantation focuses on the lives and experiences of the enslaved people who worked its lands, established in the 18th century and later transformed into a museum. The plantation serves as a powerful reminder of the brutality and hardship endured by generations of enslaved individuals. While its historical and educational significance is immense, Whitney Plantation is also widely recognized for its paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have reported strange occurrences that seem to echo the pain, sorrow, and presence of those who once lived and labored on the property. From ghostly apparitions to the distant clinking of chains and the sound of sorrowful cries, the plantation carries an aura of the past that continues to manifest in chilling ways. Walking through Whitney Plantation, the visitor is immediately struck by the solemnity of the site. Unlike other plantations that highlight wealth and elegance, Whitney is intentionally stark, preserving the slave quarters, labor buildings, and fields as a testament to history. It is in these spaces, the cramped cabins, the workshops, and the sprawling fields that most of the reported paranormal activity occurs. Guests have frequently described hearing disembodied voices, whispering, or crying, especially near the slave cabins. The sounds are often faint at first, but grow clearer and more insistent as visitors pause to reflect on the history of suffering embedded in the land. Some describe these cries as mournful, echoing a pain that has lasted centuries. The distant sound of chains dragging across the ground or clinking together is another recurring phenomenon reported at Whitney Plantation. Guests and investigators alike have remarked that these sounds seem to come from the fields or pathways where enslaved individuals once labored. Sometimes, the noise coincides with an eerie sense of presence, as though unseen figures are walking alongside the visitor, silently retracing the steps of the oppressed. The auditory experiences are often so vivid that some visitors swear they can feel the weight of the chains, a symbolic reminder of the oppression that shaped the plantation's past. Ghostly apparitions are reported both in the fields and near the structures of Whitney Plantation. Shadowy figures moving along the pathways, human-shaped silhouettes in the slave quarters, and fleeting images of people in period attire have all been documented by visitors. Some witnesses describe seeing fully formed apparitions, standing motionless, as if observing the living, while others report glimpsing shapes that vanish when approached. The plantation's vast fields, often illuminated by the low afternoon sun or shrouded in mist, seem to amplify these sightings, creating a sense that the spirits of the enslaved continue to wander the spaces where they once labored. Bound by history and memory, the cabins themselves, preserved to reflect the living conditions of the enslaved, are hotspots for paranormal activity. Visitors have described sudden drops in temperature, a chilling breeze that seems to come from nowhere, and the sensation of being watched as they enter these small, dark spaces. Doors have been reported to creak or slam on their own, and some guests claim to hear faint footsteps pacing across the floors. In some cases, visitors have sensed presences sitting silently in the corners of the cabins, as though the spirits of those who once inhabited the rooms are quietly observing, remembering, and perhaps mourning. Even the main house at Whitney Plantation, though less prominent than the slave quarters, has been associated with supernatural activity. Guests have reported seeing shadowy figures moving along the periphery of their vision, especially near windows and doorways. Some have captured orbs or unexplained light anomalies in photographs, often in areas historically associated with the plantation's daily operations. While these occurrences are subtle compared to the intense reports from the cabins and fields, they contribute to the overall sense that Whitney Plantation is a place where the past has not entirely faded, a location where the energy and memories of the lives that once unfolded there remain palpable. Paranormal investigators have frequently visited Whitney Plantation, drawn by the consistency of reports and the historical significance of the site. Recordings often capture unexplained sounds, and cameras occasionally reveal shadowy forms or mist-like shapes that cannot be easily explained. Some investigators suggest that the intense emotional energy from decades of suffering and forced labor may have left an imprint on the land, creating a type of residual haunting that persists to this day. Others believe that the spirits are conscious, lingering due to unresolved trauma and the need to bear witness to their own stories. Visitors frequently describe an overwhelming sense of connection to the past. While at Whitney Plantation, the combination of historical context, tangible structures, and paranormal activity creates a profoundly affecting atmosphere. Guests often leave with a sense of reverence, awe, and unease, feeling that they have glimpsed the lives, struggles, and lingering presence of those who endured unimaginable hardships. The plantation is both a museum and a memorial, but the spectral phenomena reported by visitors add an additional layer of depth, allowing the past to speak in ways that words alone cannot convey. Walking through the fields, cabins, and pathways of Whitney Plantation, it is impossible to ignore the sense that the past is present. The cries, the clinking of chains, the shadowy figures, they all serve as reminders that history is not only recorded in documents and artifacts, but also etched into the very land. For those who experience these phenomena, Whitney Plantation becomes more than a historical site. It becomes a place of living memory, where the spirits of those who suffered continue to move, watch, and bear witness to the generations that follow. Whitney Plantation stands as a haunting testament to the realities of slavery and the endurance of human memory. Visitors may come to learn about history, but many leave with a chilling awareness that the plantation is alive with echoes of the past. The fields where enslaved people once toiled, the cabins where they lived, and the paths they walked remain haunted not only by sorrow, but by a sense of presence that refuses to fade. For anyone who walks its grounds, Whitney Plantation offers a glimpse into the lives of those who endured unimaginable suffering, a connection to spirits who remain tied to the land, and an unforgettable encounter with history that is both educational and eerily supernatural. Magnolia Mound Plantation, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is a striking example of French Creole architecture and a site steeped in history and mystery. Built in the late 18th century, the plantation has survived through centuries, offering a glimpse into the lives of the families who lived there and the enslaved people who labored on its grounds. Today, it is recognized not only for its architectural and historical significance, but also for its long-standing reputation as a haunted location. Visitors and staff have reported a wide range of paranormal activity, from shadowy apparitions to unexplained sounds, suggesting that the spirits of the past continue to linger among the mansion and its surrounding buildings. The main house at Magnolia Mound Plantation is a classic French Creole design, with wide galleries, high ceilings, and large windows that let in both light and the lingering presence of history. Many visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures inside the mansion, often moving through the hallways or appearing near doorways. Some apparitions seem fully formed, dressed in period attire, while others are fleeting shadows that vanish when approached. The spirits are often described as observing quietly, their presence felt rather than directly interacting with guests, leaving a chilling yet fascinating impression of life frozen in time. Unexplained sounds are another common phenomenon reported by those visiting Magnolia Mound. Knocking, footsteps, and whispering voices are frequently heard throughout the main house, often when no one else is present. Guests recount moments when doors swing open or close on their own, or when they hear the subtle creaking of floorboards above them, despite the absence of anyone walking there. These auditory experiences contribute to the eerie atmosphere of the plantation, and often occur in areas tied to historical significance, such as the living quarters, kitchens, and private rooms of the mansion. The outbuildings surrounding the main house also play a significant role in the plantation's haunted reputation. Structures that once housed slaves, workshops, and storage facilities are reported to be hotspots for paranormal activity. Visitors have described shadowy figures moving among the buildings, sometimes appearing to perform tasks associated with their past lives. In some instances, fleeting glimpses of figures are accompanied by cold spots or a sudden feeling of being watched, reinforcing the sense that the spirits are still attached to the land and its history. These reports highlight the lingering impact of the lives of those who worked and lived on the plantation, particularly the enslaved individuals whose labor made the estate possible. Many of the apparitions reported at Magnolia Mound Plantation seem tied to specific historical experiences. Guests have seen women in period dresses standing silently near staircases or walking through hallways, while men in 18th and 19th century attire have been observed pacing the galleries. Some witnesses report the presence of children, running briefly across the lawns or playing in shadowy corners, only to disappear when approached. These manifestations provide a haunting connection to the past, suggesting that the energy of the lives once lived at Magnolia Mound has not entirely dissipated with time. Paranormal investigators have visited the plantation numerous times, drawn by the consistency and variety of reports. Many have captured recordings of unexplained noises and visual anomalies, including shadowy forms, orbs of light, and fleeting figures on camera. Investigators often note that the areas with the most reported activity correspond with the plantation's historical heart, the main house, the outbuildings, and the gardens. These observations suggest a residual energy, a lingering imprint of past lives and experiences that manifests in ways both subtle and undeniable. Visitors frequently describe strong emotional reactions during their time at Magnolia Mound Plantation. The combination of history, beauty, and the supernatural creates a unique atmosphere that can evoke awe, unease, and a deep sense of connection to the past. Many leave with the impression that the plantation is more than a preserved historical site. It is a space where the past actively interacts with the present, offering glimpses of lives and stories long gone but not forgotten. The experiences of seeing apparitions, hearing unexplained sounds, or sensing invisible presences provide a visceral reminder that history is not confined to books or artifacts. It can be felt, seen, and heard. The plantation grounds themselves enhance the haunted ambience. Shaded pathways, ancient trees, and quiet gardens contribute to the sense of being in a place where time has layered itself and where the past refuses to remain silent. Some visitors have reported fleeting shadows among the foliage or felt invisible presences moving nearby, particularly in the early morning or late evening when the light is dim and the landscape is cloaked in mist. The interplay of natural beauty and supernatural occurrences creates an environment that is both serene and unsettling, making each visit a deeply memorable experience. The plantation's legacy is inseparable from the hauntings reported by visitors. Magnolia Mound Plantation was home to generations of families and enslaved workers, each leaving behind a mark on the estate's physical and spiritual landscape. The apparitions, strange sounds, and inexplicable sensations serve as reminders of the lives that unfolded there, preserving the memory of joys, hardships, and tragedies in ways that history alone cannot convey. These lingering spirits create an intimate, haunting connection between visitors and the plantation's past. For those exploring Magnolia Mound Plantation, the experience is both educational and chilling. The main house, outbuildings, and grounds provide not only a window into the architecture and history of the French Creole South, but also a rare opportunity to sense the echoes of lives long gone, whether through the glimpse of a shadowy figure, the sound of a door opening on its own, or the faint whisper of a voice from the past. The plantation allows visitors to encounter a history that is still alive in subtle and supernatural ways. The combination of haunting, history, and beauty ensures that Magnolia Mound Plantation remains a compelling and unforgettable destination for all who walk its halls and grounds. Houma Toraboni Historical Castle, located in Houma, Louisiana, is a striking and imposing estate that has long captivated locals with its grandeur and mysterious reputation. Often referred to simply as the castle due to its towering architecture, intricate design, and sprawling grounds, this property stands as a remarkable example of historical wealth and craftsmanship. Built in the late 19th century, the estate features stately turrets, elaborate stonework, and expansive interior spaces that convey both elegance and power. Yet, despite its architectural beauty, Houma Toraboni Castle is perhaps best known for the numerous paranormal accounts associated with it. The estate's history is intertwined with prominent local families who once resided there, overseeing the surrounding lands and maintaining a position of influence in the community. Their presence, combined with the labor of servants and workers, created a vibrant and sometimes tense atmosphere within the castle's walls. Today, some believe that the energy of these past residents has left an indelible mark, manifesting as unexplained phenomena that visitors continue to encounter, from sudden cold spots to shadowy figures and objects moving without explanation. Houma Toraboni Castle is a site where the line between the past and present seems remarkably thin. One of the most commonly reported experiences at the castle involves objects appearing to move on their own. Guests have described chairs shifting slightly from their original position, doors opening and closing without any apparent cause, and personal belongings relocating mysteriously. These events often occur in areas that were central to daily life in the estate, such as the Grand Hall, dining rooms, and living quarters. Witnesses frequently report that these movements are not forceful or violent, but instead subtle, as if guided by unseen hands. The inexplicable nature of these incidents has contributed significantly to the castle's reputation as a haunted location. Cold spots are another hallmark of the castle's paranormal activity. Visitors have noted sudden drops in temperature in specific rooms or hallways, even on warm days or in spaces that are otherwise enclosed and insulated. Some of these cold spots are accompanied by a sense of unease or the feeling of being observed, as if an unseen presence is nearby. Guests often describe shivering unexpectedly or feeling an invisible hand brush past them. These occurrences are particularly pronounced in areas historically associated with private or intimate moments, such as bedrooms and studies, where the residual energy of past inhabitants may linger. Shadowy figures are frequently reported by those exploring the estate. Visitors often glimpse fleeting silhouettes in their peripheral vision, disappearing when directly observed. Some describe seeing fully formed figures dressed in period clothing moving silently through hallways or standing at the top of staircases. Others report more amorphous shadows that seem to hover or drift along the walls. These apparitions are often associated with a strong sensation of presence, giving the impression that the castle is actively inhabited by spirits who continue to roam the spaces they once occupied. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous incidents at Homateraboni Castle, utilizing cameras, audio equipment, and temperature sensors to capture evidence of unexplained activity. Many have recorded anomalies, including sudden changes in temperature, unusual orbs of light, and faint voices or whispers in otherwise empty rooms. While skeptics may attribute some phenomena to structural issues, drafts, or psychological suggestion, the consistency of reports across decades and among multiple independent witnesses strengthens the belief that the castle is indeed a site of supernatural occurrences. The castle's architecture contributes to the haunting atmosphere in subtle ways. Its high ceilings, narrow corridors, and intricate staircases create shadows and echoes that can amplify ordinary sounds into something eerie. The grandeur of the estate, with its long hallways, towering windows, and expansive rooms, also gives a sense of isolation, heightening visitors' sensitivity to unexpected movements or noises. Yet even accounting for architectural influences, the reports of cold spots, objects moving on their own, and shadowy figures cannot be easily dismissed as mere illusions or tricks of perception. Many guests recount emotional reactions during their visits. The combination of historical significance and paranormal activity often evokes awe, curiosity, and a deep sense of reverence for the people who once inhabited the castle. Some visitors leave feeling a lingering chill or an inexplicable sense of being watched, while others report a compelling desire to learn more about the castle's history and the lives of its past residents. The supernatural experiences add an additional layer to the estate, making it not only a historical landmark, but also a place where history feels alive in a tangible, if sometimes unsettling, way. The grounds surrounding Homateraboni Castle are also considered to be active with paranormal energy. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures moving along the pathways, glimpsing lights flicker in outbuildings, and sensing invisible presences among the trees and gardens. These outdoor phenomena reinforce the sense that the castle is imbued with lingering spirits, bound not only to the interior spaces, but to the estate as a whole. The combination of natural beauty and spectral activity creates an environment that is both haunting and mesmerizing, offering guests a uniquely immersive experience. Homateraboni Castle continues to attract visitors, historians, and paranormal enthusiasts eager to witness its mysteries firsthand. The reports of moving objects, cold spots, and shadow figures ensure that the estate's reputation as one of Louisiana's most haunted properties remains strong. More than just a historical landmark, the castle serves as a bridge between the past and present, allowing visitors to feel the lingering energy of those who once lived there. For those who walk its halls, explore its rooms, and wander its grounds, Homateraboni Castle offers a hauntingly vivid connection to history, where the echoes of the past are never truly silent and the spirits of former residents seem to continue their eternal watch. Distrian Plantation, located in Distrian, Louisiana, is a historic estate that stands as a remarkable example of French colonial architecture and a testament to the antebellum South. Built in the late 18th century, the plantation has long been admired for its grand design, sweeping verandas, and carefully preserved interiors. Beyond its architectural significance, Distrian Plantation is widely known for its rich history and, perhaps more intriguingly, for the paranormal activity reported by visitors and staff. Over the years, accounts of ghostly sightings, mysterious sounds, and unexplained phenomena have established the plantation as one of Louisiana's most haunted historic sites, where the echoes of the past seem to linger in every room and hallway. The plantation was originally the home of the Distrian family, one of Louisiana's prominent early settlers. Their wealth and influence were reflected in the mansion-esque design and in the elaborate layout of the plantation grounds. However, the estate's beauty contrasts with the tragic events and human suffering that unfolded there. The lives of the family and the enslaved individuals who worked the plantation were often marked by hardship, loss, and profound emotional intensity. Many historians and paranormal enthusiasts believe that this energy has left an imprint on the mansion, manifesting as the supernatural phenomena reported by countless visitors over the years. One of the most commonly reported types of activity at Destrian Plantation involves unexplained music. Visitors have described hearing faint strains of piano, violin, or other instruments echoing through the main house, particularly in the early morning hours. The music often seems to originate from empty rooms, disappearing as quickly as it appears. Some accounts suggest that these melodies are reminiscent of dances and gatherings held centuries ago, hinting that the spirits of former residents may be replaying moments from their past lives. These experiences create a hauntingly beautiful yet unsettling atmosphere, blending the elegance of history with the mystery of the unseen. Footsteps are another recurring phenomenon. Guests frequently report hearing the sound of someone walking through the hallways or ascending and descending the grand staircases when no one else is present. These footsteps are often described as deliberate and measured, suggesting the presence of a conscious entity moving through the mansion. Sometimes the sounds are accompanied by doors opening or closing on their own, adding to the sense that the house is alive with unseen inhabitants. The auditory activity contributes to the plantation's eerie reputation, leaving visitors with the unmistakable impression that they are sharing the space with spirits of the past. The laughter of children is another chilling yet poignant aspect of the plantation's haunting. Some visitors have reported hearing faint giggles or playful sounds coming from rooms and hallways where children once lived or played. These sounds are often fleeting and elusive, creating an impression of young spirits lingering in the home, bound by memories of their short and often difficult lives. The presence of these spectral children adds an emotional dimension to the haunting, reminding visitors that the plantation was not only a site of wealth and grandeur, but also of family life and human vulnerability. Shadowy figures have also been reported throughout the estate. Guests describe seeing dark silhouettes moving at the edge of their vision, often disappearing when directly observed. Some apparitions appear fully formed, dressed in period clothing, while others are more vague, suggesting residual energy rather than conscious entities. Commonly cited areas include the grand halls, bedrooms, and staircases, where the spirits of former residents are thought to linger most strongly. These visual encounters are frequently accompanied by a sense of presence, an almost tactile awareness that someone or something is near, heightening the emotional impact of the experience. Paranormal investigators have long been drawn to Destrian Plantation, seeking to document and understand its unexplained activity. Audio recordings often capture mysterious voices, faint whispers, or unexplained sounds, while video and photographic equipment occasionally record anomalies such as shadowy figures or orbs of light. Investigators often note that the areas with the most consistent activity coincide with locations historically significant to the plantation's daily life, suggesting that the residual energy of past events may persist in these spaces. Whether viewed as spiritual phenomena or residual echoes of history, the experiences at Destrian Plantation continue to fascinate and intrigue. The plantation grounds also play a role in its haunted reputation. The surrounding gardens, walkways, and outbuildings are sites of reported paranormal phenomena, including fleeting shadows, strange noises, and sudden temperature changes. Guests walking the property at dusk or early morning often report a sense of being observed, as though the spirits of former residents or enslaved workers are still present among the trees and fields. The combination of natural beauty and lingering supernatural energy creates an atmosphere that is both captivating and unsettling, blending history, tragedy, and mystery into a single experience. Visitors to Destrian Plantation often describe the emotional impact of their experiences as profound. The combination of historical significance, preserved architecture, and paranormal activity creates a unique connection to the past, allowing guests to sense the lives, struggles, and lingering presence of those who came before. Many leave the plantation with a heightened awareness of history's human dimension, feeling as though they have glimpsed moments from centuries past. Whether through sounds, shadows, or the unseen movements of the spirits themselves. The plantation stands as a testament to Louisiana's complex history and the enduring presence of those who lived and died there. Its grandeur and beauty are inseparable from the tragedies and human stories embedded within its walls. From the haunting strains of music to the echoing footsteps, the laughter of children, and shadowy figures glimpsed at the edge of vision, the plantation offers a profound and unforgettable experience. For visitors, Destrian Plantation is more than a historic estate. It is a place where the past is alive, where spirits continue to roam the halls, and where the echoes of long-departed lives can still be felt in every room, hallway, and garden. Belgrove Plantation, located in Iberville Parish, Louisiana, is a historic estate that has long fascinated historians, visitors, and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Though much of the original structure now lies in ruins, the plantation's past is palpable in the crumbling walls, scattered foundations, and overgrown grounds. Once a grand symbol of wealth and southern elegance, Belgrove has a reputation for hauntings that draws visitors seeking both history and the thrill of encountering the supernatural, from shadowy apparitions to a persistent feeling of being. Watch those who explore the estate often report experiences that suggest the spirits of the past remain very much present, lingering among the remnants of the mansion and its surrounding lands. Belgrove was originally a thriving plantation during the antebellum period, with a history intertwined with the lives of wealthy landowners and the enslaved individuals who labored to maintain the estate. The grandeur of the plantation, once characterized by an impressive mansion, formal gardens, and extensive sugarcane fields, reflected the wealth and status of its owners. However, as time passed, the estate fell into decline, and the once magnificent mansion succumbed to neglect, leaving ruins that hint at its former glory. Visitors often remark that even in decay, the plantation retains an aura of power and presence, as if the walls themselves still hold memories of the people who lived and worked there. Guests have described seeing shadowy figures moving through the remains of the mansion, often at dusk or during the quiet hours of the early morning. Some figures appear partially formed, while others are more solid, dressed in period clothing that evokes the plantation's antebellum past. Witnesses often feel that these spirits are observing rather than interacting, standing silently amid the broken walls and shattered windows, creating an uncanny impression that history is watching the present. Visitors also report a profound sense of unease throughout the plantation grounds. Many describe an inexplicable feeling of being watched, even in areas far from the mansion's core. This sensation often occurs near the ruins of the main house, along the overgrown pathways, and in secluded areas where the remnants of outbuildings and storage structures remain. The feeling of a silent presence, sometimes accompanied by sudden chills or goosebumps, contributes to the estate's reputation as a haunted location. Guests often leave with a lingering sense that unseen eyes followed their every step, as if the spirits of Belgrove's former inhabitants continue to roam the property. The ruins themselves seem to amplify paranormal activity. Crumbling walls, jagged foundations, and the remnants of grand archways create natural shadows and echoing acoustics that can make ordinary sounds appear eerie and otherworldly. Footsteps, rustling, and distant voices are frequently reported by visitors, often attributed to residual energy left behind by those who once lived on the plantation. Some witnesses describe hearing soft conversations, faint laughter, or even the distant clinking of tools, reminiscent of the labor and daily life that once filled the estate. These sounds, appearing amid the ruins, enhance the impression that the plantation is not merely abandoned but still alive with echoes of the past. Shadowy figures have been spotted in various parts of the grounds, from the remaining walls of the mansion to the areas surrounding old slave quarters and outbuildings. Witnesses often see dark silhouettes moving at the edge of their vision, disappearing when directly observed. Some report seeing women in period dresses walking along the crumbling verandas, or men pacing near the remnants of the main hall. Children's figures have also been reported, fleeting and elusive, sometimes glimpsed playing near the ruins or among the overgrown gardens. These sightings often carry an emotional weight, reminding visitors that the plantation was not only a site of wealth but also of human life, struggle, and sometimes tragedy. Paranormal investigators have frequently visited Belgrove Plantation to document and study its haunting phenomena. Using audio recorders, cameras, and temperature sensors, they have captured numerous anomalies, including orbs of light, shadowy forms, and unexplained sounds. Many investigators note that areas with the most consistent activity correspond to historically significant parts of the estate, such as the main house ruins, the gardens, and the outbuildings. The consistency of these reports across decades suggests that the hauntings are deeply connected to the history and emotional energy of the site, rather than mere coincidence or natural causes. The plantation grounds, including the overgrown gardens and remaining pathways, also contribute to the eerie ambience. Visitors often report a heightened awareness of the environment, sensing presences moving near them, hearing footsteps on empty paths, or catching glimpses of fleeting shadows among the trees. The combination of decaying grandeur, the weight of history, and unexplained phenomena creates an immersive experience that is simultaneously beautiful and unsettling. Even in daylight, the ruins have a haunting quality, with light and shadow interacting in ways that evoke a lingering sense of mystery. Visitors frequently describe their experiences at Belgrove Plantation as deeply affecting. The combination of historical significance and paranormal activity creates a strong emotional response, ranging from awe to unease. Many feel a profound connection to the lives of the people who once inhabited the estate, particularly the enslaved individuals whose labor shaped its legacy. The ghostly figures, unexplained sounds, and sense of being watched serve as constant reminders that the past is not entirely gone. It continues to echo in the ruins, offering glimpses of lives, struggles, and memories long past but not forgotten. Belgrove Plantation, with its crumbling walls, shadowed corridors, and haunted grounds, remains one of Louisiana's most compelling historic sites. The apparitions, strange sounds, and pervasive sense of presence ensure that the estate's haunted reputation endures, drawing visitors seeking both historical insight and a brush with the supernatural. For those who walk its ruins, Belgrove offers more than a glimpse into antebellum life. It provides an encounter with history that is alive, emotional, and hauntingly tangible, where the spirits of the past continue to linger, watch, and remind us of the stories etched into every stone and pathway. Sanctuary Castle, a private estate in New Orleans, Louisiana, stands as a striking example of architectural ambition and mystique. Styled to resemble a medieval castle, the property draws attention not only for its grand design, but also for the many reports of unexplained phenomena that have made it a point of fascination for locals and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Though privately owned and not open to the public on a regular basis, stories of flickering lights, doors opening and closing on their own, and cold presences following visitors through the halls have circulated for decades, giving the estate an eerie reputation that rivals some of the city's oldest haunted locations. The castle's construction was influenced by European designs, featuring turrets, vaulted ceilings, and expansive stonework that commands attention even from a distance. Its interiors, filled with ornate furnishings, heavy wood paneling, and grand staircases, create an atmosphere of elegance and history. Yet beyond the architectural splendor lies a sense of mystery. Those who have been invited inside, or who have had private tours, often recount experiences that suggest the estate is not merely a home, but a space haunted by residual energy or unseen entities. One of the most frequently reported phenomena at Sanctuary Castle is the flickering of lights. Visitors describe lights in hallways, stairwells, and main rooms suddenly dimming or brightening, often without any apparent electrical cause. Sometimes, these lights seem to respond to the presence of people, flickering when someone moves past or pauses in a room. Witnesses often report that the flickering is accompanied by a feeling of being watched, as if an unseen observer is tracking their movements. While some may attribute this to faulty wiring or old electrical systems, The consistency of these experiences and the timing of the occurrences often defy logical explanation. Another commonly reported activity involves doors opening and closing on their own. Guests have described doors in the main hall, library, and upper floors swinging silently, sometimes slowly, sometimes with surprising force. These incidents occur even when the house is empty or when no wind or structural factors could plausibly account for the motion. Many visitors recount the unsettling feeling of a door closing just as they are about to enter a room, or the quiet creak of a door swinging shut behind them when they are certain no one else is nearby. Such occurrences contribute to the sense that the castle is alive in some mysterious way, responding to invisible presences. Perhaps the most chilling reports come from those who have felt a cold presence following them through the halls. Visitors often describe an intense drop in temperature, sometimes accompanied by a sensation of pressure or a touch on the shoulder. Even when no one else is in the room, the feeling of being trailed by an unseen entity can create a profound sense of unease, as though someone or something is silently observing every step. These cold presences are frequently reported in corridors near the grand staircase, in secluded rooms, or in narrow passageways, areas where the architecture naturally amplifies shadows and sound, intensifying the eerie experience. Shadowy figures have also been sighted within Sanctuary Castle. Some visitors report glimpsing human-shaped silhouettes at the edge of their vision, which vanish when looked at directly. These figures often appear near windows, doorways, or along the long corridors connecting the castle's main rooms. Others have described seeing fully formed apparitions, dressed in period attire, standing or pacing quietly, as though reliving moments from the past. These sightings are often paired with the sensation of being watched, reinforcing the idea that the castle is not simply empty but occupied by lingering spirits tied to its history. Paranormal investigators have occasionally been invited to the castle to document these unusual occurrences. Using a variety of equipment, they have recorded temperature fluctuations, audio anomalies, and visual disturbances that cannot be easily explained by environmental factors alone. Some investigators believe that the combination of the castle's architectural design, historical energy, and perhaps unresolved events from the past contribute to a type of residual haunting in which emotional or traumatic energy manifests as visual, auditory, or tactile phenomena. Others propose that some of the entities may be conscious spirits, lingering to observe or interact with the living. Visitors frequently describe a mixture of awe and apprehension while exploring the estate. The castle's grandeur, combined with its reported supernatural activity, creates a powerful atmosphere where history and mystery intersect. Guests often report an initial sense of curiosity and wonder that gradually gives way to unease as the unexplained events continue. The flickering lights, moving doors, and chilling presences provide a tangible connection to the unknown, making the experience of visiting Sanctuary Castle both thrilling and haunting. The castle's surroundings also contribute to its mystique. Towering trees, gated grounds, and stone pathways enhance the sense of isolation and heighten the eerie ambience. Visitors have reported feeling watched not only inside the castle, but while walking its exterior grounds, catching glimpses of movement among the trees or hearing faint noises carried by the wind. The combination of architecture, landscape, and reported supernatural activity creates an immersive experience, making Sanctuary Castle a location where the past feels alive and the present is tinged with mystery. Ultimately, Sanctuary Castle stands as a testament to both human ambition and the enduring presence of the past. Its striking architecture and private grandeur are complemented by stories of unexplained phenomena that continue to intrigue and unsettle those who enter its halls. The flickering lights, doors that move on their own, shadowy figures, and cold presences provide visitors with a hauntingly vivid experience, one that blends history, mystery, and the unknown into a single, unforgettable encounter. For those fortunate or brave enough to walk its corridors, Sanctuary Castle offers more than just a glimpse of luxury and design. It offers a chance to sense the lingering presence of spirits, who remain tied to the estate, silently observing and interacting with the living in ways that defy explanation. The Beauregard Keys House, located in the heart of New Orleans' French Quarter, stands as a vivid testament to the city's rich history and its enduring ties to the past. Built in the early 19th century, the mansion has seen generations of residents and witnessed countless historical events, including its most notable inhabitant, Confederate General P.G.T. Beauregard. While its architectural elegance and historic significance attract history enthusiasts, the house is equally famous for its paranormal activity. Visitors and staff have long reported ghostly figures, sudden temperature drops, and inexplicable movements of objects, all suggesting that the spirits of the past remain very much present within its walls. The mansion's history is deeply intertwined with the life of General Beauregard, who played a significant role in the Civil War. His presence, along with that of the families and servants who lived in the house, has left an indelible mark on the property. The house's stately rooms, high ceilings, and ornate furnishings reflect the lifestyle of its affluent occupants, but they also carry the weight of human emotion, conflict, and memory. Many believe that the intense experiences of its past residents, joys, sorrows, and struggles alike, have contributed to the spiritual energy that manifests today in strange and unsettling ways. One of the most commonly reported phenomena involves ghostly figures dressed in Civil War-era uniforms. Visitors often describe seeing soldiers moving silently through the hallways, standing at the edge of rooms, or gazing out windows as if observing the world beyond the house. These apparitions are often fleeting, disappearing when approached, yet their presence leaves a lasting impression on those who witness them. The figures are sometimes seen in groups, as if reenacting moments from history, and at other times as solitary watchers, silently bearing witness to the passing of time. The connection to the Civil War and General Beauregard himself gives these sightings a particularly poignant resonance, linking the house's spectral inhabitants to real historical events. In addition to visual apparitions, sudden cold spots are frequently reported throughout the mansion. Guests describe walking through a room or hallway only to feel an abrupt drop in temperature, sometimes accompanied by a sensation of pressure or a subtle brush against the skin. These chilling experiences are often most intense near areas associated with historical significance, such as Beauregard's former study or the upper floors where family quarters were located. The cold spots contribute to a palpable sense of unease, reinforcing the feeling that unseen presences are nearby, silently observing or interacting with those who enter the space. Displaced objects are another hallmark of the Beauregard Keys house's paranormal reputation. Visitors and staff have reported items moving inexplicably, from furniture shifting slightly to smaller objects appearing in unusual locations. Doors and drawers sometimes open and close on their own, and certain rooms seem to have a mind of their own, resisting attempts to leave them untouched. These occurrences are often subtle, yet their consistency has made the house a notable site for both casual visitors and paranormal investigators. Many believe that these movements are connected to the residual energy of past residents, replaying or influencing the present in ways that defy explanation. The house's architecture and layout appear to amplify its haunting qualities. Narrow hallways, high ceilings, and multiple staircases create natural shadows and echoes, making sounds seem amplified or distorted. Combined with the mansion's historical ambiance, these features contribute to a sense of the past lingering in the present. Even in well-lit rooms, guests have reported fleeting shapes in the corners of their vision or the sensation of being watched from behind curtains or furniture. The combination of sensory perception, architectural influence, and historical resonance makes the Beauregard Keys house a uniquely immersive and chilling experience. Paranormal investigations at the house have yielded a range of compelling, though often inexplicable, evidence. Audio recordings frequently capture faint voices, footsteps, and subtle creaking that cannot be attributed to environmental causes alone. Photographs occasionally reveal shadowy forms or unexplained light anomalies, Investigators note that areas with the most reported activity tend to coincide with historically significant locations within the house, suggesting that the spirits are drawn to the sites of key events or emotional intensity. Whether interpreted as residual hauntings or conscious spiritual presences, the activity reflects the deep connection between the house and its history. Many visitors describe their experiences as both fascinating and unsettling. The combination of historical significance, visual and auditory phenomena, and the palpable presence of the past creates a unique atmosphere that is simultaneously educational and emotionally charged. Guests often feel a profound connection to the lives and stories of those who once inhabited the mansion. From General Beauregard and his family to the staff and workers who maintained the estate, the interplay of architecture, history, and the supernatural ensures that each visit leaves a lasting impression. The Beauregard Keys house also extends its haunting influence to its surrounding grounds. The gardens and exterior walkways, lined with historic plantings and shaded by centuries-old trees, are often the sites of reported shadows, sudden chills, and fleeting glimpses of figures moving silently among the foliage. Even outside the main structure, visitors frequently describe the sensation of being followed or observed, reinforcing the idea that the spirit's presence is not confined to the interior alone. Ultimately, the Beauregard Keys house is more than a preserved historic mansion. It is a living testament to the human experiences embedded in its walls. The ghostly figures, sudden cold spots, and inexplicable movements of objects serve as vivid reminders that the past is never truly gone. For those who step inside, the house offers a haunting connection to history, allowing visitors to feel the presence of those who lived, worked, and sometimes died there. Each sound, shadow, and chill is a reminder that the mansion is alive with echoes of the past, where history and the supernatural intersect in ways that are both captivating and chilling. Omas Gihonji Casa, located in Dado, Louisiana, is a striking mansion designed to emulate the grandeur of European estates. Its towering turrets, ornate stonework, and expansive interiors make it one of the most visually impressive historic properties in the region. Built during a period when wealthy plantation owners sought to display their influence through architectural magnificence, Humas de Ron stands as both a symbol of prosperity and a repository of complex human history. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, however, the estate has garnered a reputation for paranormal activity. Over the years, visitors, staff, and paranormal investigators have reported a wide range of unexplained phenomena, from eerie knocks and disembodied voices to shadowy figures that vanish when approached, suggesting that the spirits of the past have never fully left the castle. The mansion's history is deeply intertwined with the lives of its owners and the many individuals who lived and worked on the surrounding plantation. As with many estates of its era, Humas de Ron was a center of both privilege and labor, a place where wealth and influence coexisted with the struggles and suffering of those who maintained the property. The events that unfolded within its walls, celebrations, quiet domestic moments, and moments of tragedy, are believed to have left lingering energies that now manifest as paranormal activity. Visitors often remark that the atmosphere within the castle carries a distinct sense of presence, as if the echoes of history are alive, subtly influencing the present. One of the most commonly reported phenomena at Humas de Ron Castle involves unexplained knocking. Guests frequently hear rhythmic or intermittent knocks coming from walls, floors, or ceilings, even when no one else is in the room. These knocks often occur near historically significant areas, such as the main hall, dining room, or private chambers, and sometimes seem to respond to movement or presence. Visitors report that the sound can be soft and almost gentle at times, while at other moments it appears louder, startling them despite the quietness of the surrounding rooms. The unexplained nature of these sounds adds to the estate's eerie ambience, leaving visitors both intrigued and unsettled. Shadow figures are another common occurrence, reported by those exploring the mansion. Visitors describe fleeting silhouettes appearing at the edge of their vision, often in hallways, stairwells, or near large windows. Some figures appear fully formed, dressed in period attire, while others are more amorphous, blending with the shadows. These figures often seem to move with purpose, pacing silently or standing at the top of staircases as though watching the activities below. Many witnesses note that the figures vanish when directly observed, reinforcing the impression that the mansion is inhabited by entities who exist between the past and present, unable or unwilling to be fully seen. In addition to knocking and shadow figures, the sound of disembodied voices is frequently reported. Guests have heard whispers, murmurs, and even fragmented conversations in rooms where no one is present. Sometimes these voices are faint, almost imperceptible, requiring careful attention to detect, while other times they are unmistakable, echoing through hallways or behind closed doors. Visitors describe hearing names being called, fragments of commands, or conversations that seem entirely out of context for modern times. These auditory experiences often coincide with other phenomena, such as sudden chills or the movement of objects, creating a layered and immersive haunting that engages multiple senses simultaneously. Paranormal investigators have visited Humas Durand Castle on numerous occasions, documenting many of these experiences with audio and visual equipment. Recordings often capture unexplained sounds, sudden temperature fluctuations, and anomalies on video, including shadowy forms and transient lights. Investigators frequently note that the areas with the most consistent activity align with historically significant rooms and passageways, suggesting that the spirits may be tied to specific events or individuals from the mansion's past. While skeptics may attribute some experiences to structural noises or psychological suggestion, the volume and consistency of the reports lend credibility to the estate's haunted reputation. The architecture and layout of Humas Durand Castle contribute to its unique atmosphere. Long hallways, high ceilings, and grand staircases create shadows and echoes that amplify ordinary sounds, sometimes transforming them into something otherworldly. The expansive rooms and numerous windows allow light and shadow to interact in ways that can make ordinary objects appear to move or shift, heightening the sensation of paranormal presence. Even when visitors attempt to rationalize the experiences, the combination of visual, auditory, and tactile anomalies often leaves them questioning the boundaries between reality and the supernatural. Visitors frequently describe a strong emotional response when exploring the castle. The juxtaposition of architectural beauty, historical significance, and unexplained phenomena creates a deeply immersive experience. Some feel awe at the mansion's elegance, while simultaneously experiencing fear or unease as the unseen presence seems to follow them through hallways or watch from shadowed corners. The cumulative effect of knocking, voices, and shadow figures often leaves guests with a sense that the past is palpably present, a history that is still alive and interacting with those who enter its halls. The grounds surrounding Humas Durand Castle also hold a mysterious allure. Gardens, walkways, and outbuildings are reported to be sites of subtle but noticeable paranormal activity. Guests walking the grounds at dusk or during quiet early hours often sense an unseen presence, hear unexplained sounds, or catch glimpses of figures moving among the trees and foliage. The combination of natural beauty and supernatural energy creates a hauntingly immersive environment, reinforcing the impression that the estate as a whole, not just a mansion, is a conduit for lingering spirits. Humas Durand Castle remains a compelling destination for those interested in history, architecture, and the paranormal. Its grand design and rich past are inseparable from the reported hauntings, creating an estate that is as intriguing as it is eerie. Visitors leave with the sense that the castle is alive with echoes of the past, where the knocking, shadow figures, and disembodied voices offer a hauntingly vivid connection to the lives and events that shaped the estate. For anyone walking its halls, the castle is not only a remarkable architectural achievement, but also a place where history, memory, and the supernatural converge in ways that are unforgettable. Château de Rouen, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is a modern mansion that exudes the grandeur and elegance of an old-world European castle. With its towering turrets, stone facades, sweeping staircases, and intricately designed interiors, the property presents an image of opulence that commands attention. Though built in contemporary times, the mansion's aesthetic harks back to centuries-old architecture, evoking the feeling of stepping into a bygone era. Yet beyond its visual splendor, Château de Rouen has developed a reputation for paranormal activity. Over the years, visitors, staff, and neighbors have reported ghostly sightings, unexplained sounds, and other mysterious phenomena that suggest the mansion is inhabited not only by its living occupants, but also by spirits from the past. The mansion's interior is as impressive as its exterior, featuring expansive rooms, high ceilings, ornate chandeliers, and richly decorated furniture reminiscent of European nobility. Visitors often note that walking through the halls feels like moving through a time capsule, with every corner of the estate reflecting a carefully curated, historic ambience. Despite the mansion's modern construction, its atmosphere is charged with a sense of history, as though the echoes of long-past lives have somehow imprinted themselves onto the walls. Many of the reported paranormal experiences emphasize this feeling, as witnesses describe encounters that are consistent with a presence from earlier centuries rather than contemporary activity. One of the most frequently reported phenomena at Château de Rouen is the appearance of ghostly figures dressed in formal attire. Visitors often describe seeing men and women in elaborate gowns and suits, moving gracefully through the halls or standing near windows as if observing the outside world. These apparitions sometimes appear fully formed, with details of clothing and posture clearly visible, while at other times they are shadowy and indistinct, vanishing when approached. Witnesses often report that the figures move with purpose, as though reliving moments of social gatherings, dances, or private conversations from the mansion's imagined past. The visual encounters create a hauntingly elegant atmosphere, blending the sophistication of the mansion with a palpable sense of mystery. In addition to visual sightings, the soundscape of Château de Rouen plays a significant role in its haunted reputation. Visitors frequently report hearing faint music, often reminiscent of piano, strings, or chamber ensembles, echoing through empty rooms and corridors. The music is typically soft and fleeting, sometimes stopping abruptly as if cut off by an unseen hand. Alongside these musical echoes, whispers are commonly reported, with voices murmuring indistinct phrases, snippets of conversation, or even names. These auditory phenomena often occur at night, when the mansion is quiet and still, heightening the sense of otherworldly presence and making the sounds all the more eerie. Shadowy figures are also a frequent occurrence within the mansion. Guests report fleeting silhouettes at the edges of their vision, particularly in hallways, stairwells, and rooms with low lighting. Some shadows appear to linger, following visitors as they move through the house, only to vanish when they attempt to look directly at them. These sightings are often accompanied by a sensation of being observed, a feeling that an unseen presence is close by. The combination of visual, auditory, and tactile experiences creates an immersive haunting, one that engages multiple senses and leaves visitors with a lasting impression of mystery and unease. Paranormal investigators have visited Château de Rouen on multiple occasions, attempting to document the strange activity. Using audio and video equipment, they have captured anomalies such as faint voices, unexplained lights, and occasional shadows moving independently of any identifiable source. Temperature fluctuations are also frequently recorded, with certain rooms suddenly becoming colder, often in tandem with the appearance of apparitions or the onset of whispers. Many investigators believe that the mansion's design, with its high ceilings, long hallways, and ornate interiors, may amplify these phenomena. But the consistency of the experiences suggests that something beyond structural or environmental factors is at play. Visitors often describe their experiences as a mixture of awe, curiosity, and apprehension. The grandeur of Château de Rouen inspires admiration, yet the paranormal activity adds a layer of tension that makes exploration both thrilling and unsettling. Guests frequently report a sense of walking alongside history, as though they are sharing the space with figures from a different era. The combination of historical atmosphere, visual apparitions, and mysterious sounds creates a powerful emotional experience, one that leaves a lasting impression long after leaving the estate. The mansion's grounds also contribute to its haunting allure. Landscaped gardens, stone pathways, and secluded courtyards often evoke a sense of quiet mystery. Visitors walking the property have reported glimpsing shadowy figures moving among trees, hearing faint laughter, or sensing an invisible presence nearby. The interaction of the natural environment with the mansion's architectural elements creates an immersive experience that blurs the line between the living and the spectral. Reinforcing the mansion's reputation as a haunted estate, Château de Rouen remains a compelling destination for those drawn to both history and the paranormal. Its architectural beauty, combined with reports of ghostly figures, music, whispers, and shadowy presences, ensures that the mansion continues to captivate the imagination. Visitors leave with the sense that the estate is alive with echoes of the past, where the elegance of bygone eras coexists with a lingering supernatural presence. For those who step inside, Château de Rouen offers more than a visual and historical experience. It provides an encounter with a mansion where history and the paranormal intertwine, and where the spirits of another time seem to continue walking its grand halls, watching, listening, and quietly reminding the living of their presence. The Vacherie Gothic Estate, located in Vacherie, Louisiana, stands as a striking example of Gothic architecture amidst the rolling landscapes of the Mississippi River region. Its towering spires, intricate stonework, arched windows, and grandiose interiors give the estate the appearance of a castle lifted from the pages of a dark fairy tale. Though privately owned and largely inaccessible to the public, the estate has long drawn attention not only for its architectural splendor, but also for its reputation as a site of paranormal activity. Over the years, reports of ghostly figures, unexplained footsteps, and sudden cold drafts have circulated among locals, paranormal enthusiasts, and occasional visitors, lending an air of mystery and intrigue to the property. The estate was originally the home of a wealthy family who invested heavily in its construction and design. Every detail, from the soaring ceilings to the elaborate stonework and wrought iron railings, reflected a desire to create a residence that was both imposing and elegant. The Gothic design, with its dark wood accents, vaulted halls, and shadowed corridors, contributes to the estate's eerie reputation. While the mansion exudes grandeur by day, at night its long hallways, dimly lit staircases, and cavernous rooms become settings ripe for unsettling experiences. Many believe that the combination of architectural design and the intense emotional history of the estate creates an environment in which paranormal activity is more easily perceived. One of the most commonly reported phenomena at the Vacherie Gothic Estate involves footsteps echoing through empty corridors. Visitors often recount hearing the distinct sound of someone walking on hardwood floors or stone steps, yet when they investigate, no one is present. The footsteps often appear deliberate, as if someone is pacing or moving purposefully, and they sometimes follow guests as they navigate the hallways. These sounds create a disorienting and unnerving atmosphere, giving the impression that the mansion is not entirely empty and that unseen entities continue to inhabit its halls. In addition to footsteps, shadowy figures have been observed throughout the estate. Visitors describe seeing dark silhouettes move at the edges of their vision, often in stairwells, doorways, or large empty rooms. Some figures appear human-shaped, dressed in period clothing that reflects the estate's history, while others are more indistinct, seeming to flicker in and out of existence. Witnesses often report that these shadows vanish when approached directly, leaving them questioning what they saw. These visual experiences, combined with the auditory phenomena, contribute to the sense that the estate is a living repository of past lives, holding on to memories and presences long after its original inhabitants have passed. Sudden cold drafts are another frequent occurrence, often reported in hallways, near staircases, or in corners of rooms where there is no apparent source of airflow. Visitors describe abrupt drops in temperature, accompanied by a sense of being watched, or an inexplicable shiver running down the spine. Some report feeling the chill brush against them, as if someone or something is passing nearby. These cold spots often coincide with other paranormal phenomena, including the appearance of shadow figures or the sound of footsteps, enhancing the impression that the estate is a site of concentrated spiritual energy. Paranormal investigators have occasionally been permitted to examine the estate, capturing a range of unusual occurrences on audio, video, and thermal equipment. Their recordings have documented temperature fluctuations, anomalous sounds, and visual disturbances that cannot be explained by conventional means. Investigators note that areas with the most consistent activity tend to coincide with spaces historically significant to the estate. As former residents, such as the Grand Hall, the main staircase, and rooms used for social gatherings, many of these experiences are consistent with what is described as a residual haunting, in which the emotional energy of past events repeats in the present. The Gothic architecture itself seems to amplify the estate's haunting qualities. High ceilings, long corridors, and vaulted rooms create natural acoustics that echo footsteps, whispers, and the subtle creaking of doors. Shadows are accentuated by the estate's elaborate stonework and pointed archways, often producing shapes and movements that seem inexplicable. These features, combined with the history of the property and its former inhabitants, create an environment in which the supernatural seems plausible and even unavoidable for those who enter. Visitors often report a strong emotional response when exploring the estate, describing feelings of awe, unease, and curiosity simultaneously. The combination of architectural grandeur, historical resonance, and unexplained phenomena leaves a lasting impression. Many express a sense of connection to the past, as if the spirits of former owners or residents are observing them and interacting subtly with their presence. The emotional weight of the experience is intensified by the estate's atmosphere, where beauty and mystery intertwine in equal measure. Even the grounds surrounding the Vittori Gothic estate are said to contribute to its haunted reputation. Stone pathways, landscaped gardens, and wooded areas bordering the property often give visitors a heightened awareness of the unseen. Many report hearing faint sounds, such as whispering voices or rustling steps among the trees, and some claim to have seen fleeting figures moving in the periphery while walking outside the main structure. These outdoor experiences complement the mansion's indoor phenomena, creating a sense that the entire property is alive with lingering presences. The Vittori Gothic estate remains a captivating and enigmatic sight, blending architectural beauty with centuries of history and unexplained phenomena. The shadowy figures, footsteps in empty halls, and sudden cold drafts create an atmosphere that is both thrilling and unsettling. For those who have ventured within its walls, the mansion is more than a private estate. It is a place where the past remains palpable, where the spirits of former residents continue to linger, and where the echoes of history and the unknown meet in hauntingly tangible ways. Visitors leave with a heightened sense of the unseen, carrying with them the impression that the Gothic estate is alive in ways that transcend the ordinary. A timeless testament to the enduring presence of those who came before. Creole Castle, located in the heart of New Orleans, Louisiana, is a striking mansion that combines the elegance of Creole architecture with the grandeur of a castle-like estate. Its elaborate balconies, high ceilings, intricate ironwork, and spacious rooms reflect the cultural heritage and wealth of its original owners, creating an ambiance of sophistication and historical significance. Yet beyond its visual appeal, Creole Castle has long been known for its reputation as a haunted estate. For decades, visitors and staff have reported a wide range of paranormal experiences, including phantom voices, moving objects, and the unnerving sensation of being touched by unseen hands. These stories have made the mansion a focal point for both history enthusiasts and those fascinated by the supernatural, offering a unique blend of architectural beauty and chilling mystery. The mansion's history dates back to a time when New Orleans Creole elite invested heavily in their residences, blending French, Spanish, and local influences to create homes that were not only functional, but also artistic statements. Creole Castle was no exception. Its grand ballrooms, ornate fireplaces, and intricately carved staircases reflected the wealth and social standing of its original occupants, while the surrounding gardens and courtyards were designed to impress visitors and create a sense of exclusivity. Over the years, the mansion saw generations of residents, each leaving behind traces of their lives, celebrations, and sorrows. Many believe that these intense human emotions have left a lasting imprint, giving rise to the supernatural activity that visitors continue to experience today. One of the most frequently reported phenomena at Creole Castle involves phantom voices. Guests often describe hearing whispers, murmurs, or full conversations in rooms where no one is present. These sounds are sometimes faint, almost imperceptible, but at other times they are clear enough to startle listeners. Visitors report hearing names being called, soft laughter, or fragments of discussions that seem completely unrelated to the present day. The voices often seem to move through the mansion, echoing down hallways, across rooms, or through stairwells, creating an unsettling sense that unseen presences are observing or interacting with those exploring the estate. In addition to auditory experiences, many guests have reported objects moving on their own. Chairs, books, and small decorative items are said to shift positions without explanation. Doors have been known to open or close by themselves, sometimes gently and other times with sudden force. Witnesses describe the sensation of objects being influenced by an unseen hand, giving the impression that the mansion is alive with energy and that its former occupants continue to assert their presence. These incidents often occur in areas that are historically significant, such as the main hall, parlors, and private chambers, suggesting a connection between the supernatural phenomena and the mansion's past life. Perhaps the most unsettling experiences reported at Creole Castle are those involving physical sensations. Visitors have described feeling light touches on their shoulders, arms, or backs when no one else is nearby. Some recount the chilling experience of having their hair brushed by invisible hands or feeling a gentle pressure as they pass through certain rooms. These sensations are often accompanied by other paranormal signs, such as sudden drops in temperature, flickering lights, or the movement of objects. Guests frequently report a heightened sense of awareness and vulnerability during these moments, as if they are being observed or guided by spirits that remain tied to the estate. Shadowy figures are another commonly reported occurrence. Guests have described dark silhouettes at the edges of their vision, appearing briefly in hallways, staircases, or doorways before disappearing when looked at directly. Some figures are described as fully formed, dressed in period clothing that reflects the mansion's Creole heritage, while others are more amorphous and difficult to define. These sightings often coincide with other supernatural activity, such as phantom voices or moving objects, creating a multisensory experience that immerses visitors in the mansion's mysterious atmosphere. Paranormal investigators have occasionally visited Creole Castle to document these occurrences. Using audio and video equipment, thermal imaging, and other tools, they have recorded numerous anomalies that defy conventional explanation. Audio recordings often capture faint whispers or footsteps, while video footage sometimes shows unexplained movement or shadows. Temperature fluctuations have been documented, with certain rooms dropping several degrees suddenly, particularly in areas associated with the mansion's history and its most reported hauntings. Investigators suggest that the combination of Creole Castle's architectural design, the emotional energy of its former inhabitants, and the mansion's long history may create a unique environment conducive to paranormal activity. Visitors frequently describe their experiences as simultaneously awe-inspiring and unnerving. The mansion's architectural beauty and historical significance draw admiration, while the unexplained phenomena instill a sense of tension and suspense. Guests often leave with a profound impression that the past is present, as though the spirits of former residents continue to inhabit the estate, silently observing or interacting with those who enter. The combination of visual, auditory, and tactile encounters creates an atmosphere where history and the supernatural coexist. leaving visitors with memories that linger long after they have departed. Even the grounds of Creole Castle contribute to its haunted reputation. Gardens, courtyards, and surrounding walkways are often reported as locations of subtle yet eerie experiences. Guests have claimed to hear faint footsteps among the trees, glimpse fleeting figures in the shadows, or sense unseen presences while walking the estate at dusk. These experiences reinforce the notion that the mansion and its property are imbued with lingering energy, providing an immersive and unsettling encounter with the supernatural. Creole Castle remains a remarkable destination for those drawn to history, architecture, and the paranormal. Its combination of Creole elegance, castle-like design, and a long-standing reputation for unexplained phenomena ensures that the estate continues to captivate and mystify. Guests encounter not only the visual and historical splendor of the mansion, but also the ghostly echoes of its past residents. Phantom voices, moving objects, shadow figures, and the sensation of being touched by unseen hands serve as vivid reminders that the mansion is more than just a beautiful structure. It is a place where the living and the spectral converge, preserving the mysteries of the past for all who enter. The Lemoyne House, located in Lafayette, Louisiana, stands as an imposing structure that has long captivated the imaginations of locals and visitors alike. Often referred to as a haunted castle, the mansion's Gothic-inspired architecture, expansive verandas, and looming presence give it an aura of mystery and foreboding. Surrounded by swampy lands and ancient oak trees whose gnarled branches twist over the property like skeletal fingers, the house exudes a sense of isolation and timelessness. While its architectural beauty is undeniable, the Lemoyne House is most famous for its paranormal activity. Over the years, numerous witnesses have reported ghostly apparitions, glowing orbs, and sudden, unexplained chills, establishing the estate as one of the most haunted locations in the region. The mansion's history stretches back over a century, a time when Lafayette's affluent families built grand homes to demonstrate wealth and social status. The Lemoyne House was no exception, designed with high ceilings, ornate woodwork, and expansive rooms that reflected the elegance of its era. While the house was a symbol of prestige, it was also a stage for countless personal dramas, tragedies, and emotional experiences. Many locals believe that the intensity of these events, both joyful and sorrowful, has left a lasting imprint on the property, creating the conditions for the supernatural phenomena reported today. The estate, with its dark hallways and shadowed corners, seems perfectly suited to the manifestation of lingering spirits. One of the most frequently reported occurrences at the Lemoyne House involves ghostly apparitions. Visitors describe seeing figures moving through the halls, sometimes dressed in period clothing, other times as indistinct shadows that vanish when approached. These figures are often seen near the main staircase, the parlor, or along long corridors, appearing suddenly and silently before fading into the walls or behind doors. Witnesses often feel a sense of recognition, as if these spirits are replaying moments from their lives, bound to the mansion by unresolved emotions or lingering attachments. The apparitions are not necessarily threatening, but their sudden appearances and silent movements evoke a profound sense of unease. Glowing orbs are another commonly reported phenomenon. Visitors frequently describe small spheres of light appearing and drifting through rooms, hallways, or even the outdoor grounds at night. These orbs are often visible in photographs or videos, appearing as bright, luminous orbs that move independently of any physical source. Some guests claim that the orbs follow them, darting around corners or hovering near furniture, while others report that they seem to congregate in areas of historical significance within the house. Paranormal researchers suggest that these orbs may represent concentrated spiritual energy, a visual manifestation of entities tied to the mansion or residual emotional experiences left behind by past residents. Sudden chills and temperature drops are also hallmarks of the Lemoyne House's haunted reputation. Guests often report feeling an abrupt coldness in certain rooms or hallways, sometimes accompanied by the sensation of a presence brushing against their skin. These chills frequently occur near locations associated with previous incidents or high emotional intensity, such as bedrooms, stairwells, or the main hall. The cold spots create a tangible sense of discomfort and awareness, reinforcing the impression that unseen forces are active within the property. Many visitors describe the experience as simultaneously thrilling and unsettling, heightening the mansion's mysterious allure. Paranormal investigators have been drawn to the Lemoyne House due to the consistency and intensity of these reports. Audio and visual equipment often capture unexplained phenomena, including faint voices, footsteps, and glowing anomalies in photographs and videos. Temperature monitoring frequently reveals sudden drops, particularly in areas where witnesses report seeing apparitions or experiencing chills. Investigators note that the house's architectural features, long hallways, high ceilings, and shadowed rooms may amplify sensory perceptions. But the recurrence of events and multiple independent accounts suggest that the mansion harbors genuine paranormal activity. The surrounding landscape also contributes to the eerie atmosphere. Swampy lands encircle the property, their misty waters and dense vegetation creating an environment that feels isolated and timeless. Ancient oak trees with twisted limbs tower over the house, casting dark, moving shadows that add to the feeling of a haunted landscape. Visitors walking the grounds have reported hearing distant whispers, seeing fleeting figures among the trees, or observing strange lights hovering above the swamps. These external experiences complement the internal phenomena, creating a pervasive sense of mystery and supernatural presence that extends beyond the mansion itself. Many visitors describe an intense emotional response when exploring the Lemoyne House. The combination of Gothic architecture, historical significance, and paranormal activity produces a mixture of awe, fear, and fascination. Guests often feel as though they are stepping into another time, sharing space with the spirits of those who lived, worked, or died on the property. The mansion seems to exist as a threshold between the living and the unseen, where each step, sound, or flicker of light reminds visitors of the lingering presence of the past. Ultimately, the Lemoyne House is more than an architectural landmark. It is a living testament to the layers of human history and emotion embedded within its walls. Ghostly apparitions, glowing orbs, and sudden chills serve as reminders that the mansion is alive with echoes of bygone lives. For those who venture within, the estate offers a hauntingly immersive experience, where the line between the material and the spectral blurs, leaving an indelible impression of mystery and the supernatural. The Lemoyne House endures not only as a striking example of Creole Gothic design, but also as a place where the past continues to reach into the present, inviting all who enter to witness its enduring, haunted legacy. St. Martin Castle, located in St. Martinville, Louisiana, is a private residence built to resemble the grandeur of a French castle. Its stately turrets, stone facades, and elaborate balconies immediately convey a sense of old-world elegance, while its expansive interiors and sweeping staircases give the home a feeling of timeless sophistication. Beyond its architectural beauty, however, the castle has earned a reputation for paranormal activity, drawing attention from locals, historians, and those intrigued by the supernatural. Over the years, numerous reports have emerged from visitors and residents alike, describing shadowy movements along walls, whispered voices in empty rooms, and full-bodied apparitions that seem to replay moments from lives long past. The castle was designed with a vision of European splendor in mind, incorporating elements of French Gothic and Renaissance architecture. Its grand halls, vaulted ceilings, and intricately carved woodwork make it a striking example of historical homage in modern construction. While the building itself is relatively new, the energy of those who inhabited the property over time is said to linger, giving rise to the unusual occurrences reported today. Many who enter the castle speak of an overwhelming sensation of presence, as if the house is alive with unseen inhabitants who observe and interact with the living in subtle, yet unmistakable ways. Shadowy figures are among the most frequently reported phenomena at St. Martin Castle. Guests often describe seeing dark silhouettes moving across walls, pacing along hallways, or pausing at doorways before vanishing. Some of these shapes appear human in form, while others are more amorphous, flickering in and out of sight like smoke caught in a shaft of light. Witnesses often report that the shadows seem purposeful, moving with intent rather than random motion, giving the impression of lingering spirits replaying moments of their daily lives. These spectral figures are commonly seen near staircases, long hallways, and other prominent areas of the castle, locations historically associated with activity and social interaction. Auditory experiences also contribute to the castle's haunted reputation. Visitors frequently report hearing whispers, murmurings, or fragmented conversations in rooms where no one is present. Sometimes the voices are soft and indistinct, barely audible over the ambient sounds of the house, while at other times they are clear enough to startle the listener. Guests have recounted hearing names being called, gentle laughter, or snippets of dialogue that seem tied to events from the past. These phantom voices often coincide with other phenomena, such as moving shadows or sudden changes in temperature, creating an immersive and unsettling experience. Full-bodied apparitions are perhaps the most striking of the castle's reported haunting. Some witnesses describe seeing figures fully formed, dressed in period attire, appearing suddenly in hallways or rooms. These apparitions often seem to interact with the environment, walking through spaces, pausing to look around, or gesturing as though acknowledging the presence of a visitor. Many who encounter these manifestations report an immediate sense of awe and fear, describing the figures as both vivid and otherworldly. The full-bodied spirits reinforce the notion that the castle is not simply a site of echoes or residual energy, but may harbor entities aware of their surroundings and capable of subtle interaction. In addition to visual and auditory phenomena, guests frequently report physical sensations that defy explanation. Cold spots and sudden temperature drops are common, often occurring near areas with high activity. Some visitors describe feeling a gentle brush against their skin, the sensation of being followed, or a weight on their shoulders when alone. These experiences add a tactile dimension to the haunting, intensifying the impression that the castle is inhabited by unseen presences that are both aware and responsive to human activity. Paranormal investigators have occasionally been invited to St. Martin Castle to document these phenomena, using audio recorders, video equipment, and thermal cameras. They have captured unusual occurrences including unexplained shadows, temperature anomalies, and faint, disembodied voices. Some investigators have reported seeing orbs or flashes of light on video that appear to move independently of any natural source. While the castle's grand architecture and open spaces may amplify sensory perception, the consistency and variety of the reported experiences suggest that there is more at work than mere acoustics or optical illusions. The atmosphere of St. Martin Castle contributes greatly to its haunted reputation. Its high ceilings, long corridors, and shadow-filled corners create an environment in which sound and light interact unpredictably, sometimes producing phenomena that appear to defy logic. Guests often note a sense of being watched, even in rooms where no one else is present. This combination of architectural design and supernatural lore produces an experience that is both inspiring and unnerving, leaving visitors with memories that linger long after they depart. The surrounding grounds enhance the eerie and mysterious quality of the estate. Mature trees, landscaped gardens, and secluded courtyards contribute to a sense of isolation and timelessness. Visitors walking the grounds at dusk often report hearing footsteps behind them, seeing fleeting shadows among the foliage, or sensing an unseen presence nearby. The outdoor environment complements the paranormal activity inside the castle, suggesting that the property as a whole is imbued with lingering energy from its previous inhabitants. St. Martin Castle remains a place of fascination for those interested in history, architecture, and the supernatural. Its combination of French-inspired design, grand interiors, and persistent paranormal reports make it a compelling destination for those seeking an immersive experience. Visitors encounter shadowy figures, hear whispers and conversations in empty rooms, and occasionally witness full-bodied apparitions. all of which reinforce the sense that the castle is alive with the presence of the past. For those who step across its threshold, St. Martin Castle offers more than architectural beauty, provides a hauntingly vivid connection to history, memory, and the unseen forces that continue to linger within its walls. The Treem Gothic Mansion, located in the historic Treem neighborhood of New Orleans, Louisiana, is an imposing structure that showcases the distinctive Gothic Revival style. Its pointed arches, intricate stonework, steep gables, and ornate windows give the mansion an air of grandeur and a slightly foreboding presence. While its architectural elegance draws admiration, the mansion is equally famous for its paranormal reputation. Over the years, visitors, historians, and residents have reported a range of strange occurrences, including fleeting shadow figures, sudden cold spots, and unexplained sounds, establishing the estate as one of New Orleans' most intriguing haunted sites. The mansion was constructed during a period when Gothic Revival architecture was at its height in the United States, reflecting a fascination with medieval European aesthetics. Its tall ceilings, arched doorways, and detailed woodwork creates an atmosphere of sophistication and historical significance. Yet, despite its beauty, the mansion carries an aura of unease, particularly after sunset. Many who visit describe a feeling of being watched or followed, as though the walls themselves hold memories of past occupants whose presence still lingers. The combination of architectural grandeur and eerie ambience makes the Extreme Gothic Mansion a uniquely haunting destination. One of the most commonly reported phenomena involves shadowy figures. Visitors often describe glimpsing dark silhouettes out of the corner of their eyes, moving quickly along corridors, staircases, or through rooms. These shadows sometimes appear humanoid, taking on the vague form of a person, while at other times they seem formless, flickering in and out like smoke caught in light. Witnesses frequently report that these figures vanish when directly confronted, leaving them questioning what they saw. The shadow figures are often observed near historically significant areas of the mansion, such as the main hall, the grand staircase, and rooms where previous occupants are believed to have spent significant time. Auditory phenomena are another hallmark of the mansion's haunted reputation. Guests commonly report hearing footsteps echoing through empty hallways, doors creaking open or closed without cause, and faint voices murmuring in rooms where no one is present. Sometimes the sounds are soft whispers that seem to beckon or caution, while at other times they are distinct footsteps or knocks that follow visitors as they explore the mansion. These sounds often coincide with other supernatural experiences, heightening the sense that the mansion is alive with unseen presences. Cold spots and sudden temperature fluctuations are frequently reported within the Treem Gothic Mansion. Visitors describe walking into a room or hallway and feeling an abrupt drop in temperature, often accompanied by a chill that brushes their skin. These cold spots tend to occur in areas where shadow figures have been sighted or unexplained sounds heard, suggesting a correlation between the visual, auditory, and physical manifestations of paranormal activity. Many guests report a feeling of being touched or lightly brushed by an invisible presence in these areas, which adds a tactile dimension to the haunting and reinforces the impression that the mansion is inhabited by more than just memories. Paranormal investigators have periodically examined the mansion to document the unusual activity, using audio recorders, video cameras, and thermal imaging devices. They have captured anomalies such as unexplained lights, footsteps, and whispers. Some recordings reveal faint figures moving across rooms or hallways, while thermal imaging often shows sudden cold areas that appear and vanish without explanation. Investigators suggest that the mansion's Gothic architecture, with its long corridors, high ceilings, and multiple small rooms, may amplify these phenomena, but the consistency and variety of experiences across multiple visitors suggest that something beyond structural quirks is responsible. The mansion's atmosphere contributes significantly to its haunted reputation. Its towering ceilings, shadow-filled corners, and echoing halls create an environment where sounds and movements are exaggerated, often producing experiences that feel otherworldly. Guests frequently report a heightened sense of awareness while exploring the property. A feeling that unseen eyes are watching or that unseen entities move just beyond perception. The blend of historical ambiance, architectural drama, and paranormal activity leaves a lasting impression, creating an immersive and unnerving experience for all who enter. Even the exterior grounds of the Treem Gothic mansion contribute to its eerie allure. Mature trees with twisted branches surround the estate, casting elongated shadows across the property at night. The gardens, though meticulously maintained, often seem cloaked in an unnatural stillness after dark. Visitors walking the grounds report hearing footsteps behind them, faint whispers among the trees, and occasionally seeing fleeting silhouettes moving across the lawn. These experiences reinforce the mansion's reputation as a site of pervasive supernatural energy, where the unexplained extends beyond the interior to the surrounding landscape. Those who explore the mansion often describe an emotional blend of awe, curiosity, and fear. The beauty of the Gothic Revival architecture captivates the eye, while the paranormal phenomena challenge the senses and provoke a deep sense of unease. Visitors frequently report feeling a connection to the past, as if the spirits of previous occupants are present, observing, or subtly interacting with them. The mansion becomes a space where history, memory, and the supernatural converge, offering an experience that is as memorable as it is chilling. Ultimately, the Treem Gothic Mansion is more than a historical or architectural landmark. It is a site where shadows, whispers, and chills converge to create a living testament to the presence of the past. Visitors encounter fleeting shadow figures, hear disembodied voices, feel sudden cold spots, and sometimes sense invisible touches, all of which reinforce the notion that the mansion is inhabited by spirits who remain bound to the estate. For those who step inside, the Treem Gothic Mansion offers a hauntingly immersive experience, blending history, architecture, and the paranormal into a narrative that continues to captivate, mystify, and chill those who dare to explore its hallowed halls. Bayou Castle, located in Houma, Louisiana, stands as a striking example of Gothic-inspired architecture, nestled amidst the twisting waterways and dense vegetation of the Louisiana Bayou. From the outside, the mansion presents an imposing silhouette, with its tall turrets, pointed arches, and ornate balconies overlooking the water. Its grandeur is unmistakable, yet beneath its stately appearance lies a reputation steeped in mystery and fear. Locals have long whispered about the estate's paranormal activity, recounting tales of ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, and sudden drops in temperature that make even the bravest visitors pause. The combination of architectural majesty and haunting lore has cemented Bayou Castle as one of the most enigmatic locations in southern Louisiana. The history of Bayou Castle is intertwined with the region's development during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Built by a prominent family who sought to establish a grand residence reflective of wealth and power, the estate quickly became a centerpiece of Houma society. Its interior was outfitted with soaring ceilings, intricate woodwork, and expansive rooms designed for entertaining. Despite its elegance, the mansion became the setting of numerous personal tragedies over the years. Stories of sudden deaths, family disputes, and unexplained misfortunes abound, and many believe these intense emotional events have left a lasting imprint on the property, giving rise to the spectral activity reported today. Apparitions are among the most commonly reported phenomena at Bayou Castle. Visitors frequently describe seeing figures dressed in period clothing gliding silently through the halls, or standing near windows and staircases before disappearing without a trace. These apparitions often seem purposeful, moving with intention rather than randomly, as if replaying moments from their past lives. Some guests report feeling a strong sense of recognition or familiarity, as though the spirits are bound to the home not only by circumstance but by an ongoing attachment to the place itself. The visual encounters are often accompanied by the impression of being watched, adding an additional layer of unease. In addition to visual phenomena, auditory experiences are frequently reported by those who enter the castle. Echoing footsteps, The creaking of doors, faint whispers, and muffled voices are common occurrences. Some visitors claim to hear conversations that fade when approached, while others describe soft laughter or the clinking of objects as if unseen inhabitants are moving about. These sounds often coincide with the appearance of shadowy figures or changes in temperature, creating a fully immersive supernatural experience that challenges the senses and heightens the mansion's mysterious reputation. Cold spots and sudden temperature fluctuations are another hallmark of the estate's haunting. Guests often report feeling abrupt chills as they move from room to room, sometimes accompanied by the sensation of a presence brushing against them. These cold patches frequently occur in hallways, stairwells, and rooms that are historically significant within the mansion, suggesting a connection between the physical manifestations and the property's past occupants. Many visitors describe the experience as both thrilling and frightening, amplifying the emotional impact of the other paranormal occurrences. The mansion's location within the Louisiana bayou contributes significantly to its eerie atmosphere. The surrounding waters, dense foliage, and ancient cypress and oak trees create a sense of isolation, especially after dusk. Visitors walking the grounds often report hearing footsteps along the wooden walkways, whispers in the rustling reeds, or fleeting figures moving just beyond the trees. The mist rising from the bayou at night adds a layer of visual ambiguity, making it difficult to distinguish between natural shadows and supernatural presence. This combination of environment and architecture creates an immersive experience where the boundary between the living and the spectral feels fluid. Paranormal investigators have periodically studied Bayou Castle, documenting a variety of unusual phenomena. Using audio and video equipment, thermal imaging, and electromagnetic field detectors, they have recorded unexplained sounds, light anomalies, and fluctuating temperatures. Some video footage captures faint figures moving across rooms, while audio recordings include whispers, footsteps, and other noises that defy conventional explanation. Investigators often note that the mansion's design, with its long hallways, high ceilings, and reflective surfaces, can amplify certain sensory perceptions. Yet the consistency and diversity of reports suggest that something beyond architectural features is at play. Visitors often describe a powerful emotional response when exploring Bayou Castle. The combination of Gothic grandeur, historical significance, and paranormal activity evokes feelings of awe, fear, and fascination simultaneously. Many describe a sense of connection to the past, as if the spirits of previous residents continue to observe or subtly interact with those who enter. Guests frequently leave with an indelible impression of having witnessed something beyond ordinary understanding, a mixture of beauty, history, and the supernatural that lingers long after they depart. Even the interior details of the mansion seem to contribute to the haunting. Elaborate staircases, dark wood paneling, and shadow-filled corners create an environment where sounds echo unnaturally, and subtle movements appear amplified. Visitors often remark on the mansion's ability to feel both welcoming and foreboding at the same time, as if the beauty of its design is intertwined with the presence of unseen residents. The combination of history, architecture, and paranormal phenomena creates a space that is as captivating as it is unsettling. Ultimately, Bayou Castle is more than a historical estate or architectural marvel. It is a place where the past lingers in tangible and inexplicable ways. Apparitions, fleeting shadow figures, cold spots, and unexplained sounds serve as constant reminders that the mansion is inhabited not only by memory but by unseen presences. For those who venture within, Bayou Castle offers a hauntingly immersive experience, blending history, Gothic design, and the paranormal into a singular and unforgettable narrative. The mansion continues to stand as a testament to the mysteries of the bayou, a place where beauty, history, and the supernatural coexist in a hauntingly compelling manner. Bayou Castle, located just steps away from the vibrant streets of New Orleans' French Quarter, is a striking example of castle-inspired architecture that stands out amidst the city's historic buildings. Its turrets, stone facade, and tall arched windows give it the appearance of a European fortress transplanted into the heart of Louisiana. While the exterior captures the attention of passers-by, it is the stories of paranormal activity that have made the mansion a subject of fascination for locals and visitors alike. Over the years, countless accounts of ghostly figures, unexplained footsteps, and a pervasive oppressive atmosphere have made View Castle one of the city's most intriguing haunted locations. The castle was originally constructed during the late 19th century by a wealthy merchant who sought to create a residence that reflected both status and sophistication. Inside, the mansion boasts expansive halls, high ceilings, ornate woodwork, and elaborate staircases that echo the opulence of European aristocracy. Its rooms were designed for entertaining, with grand parlors, private chambers, and quiet corners for reflection. Despite its beauty and historical significance, the mansion has long been associated with unexplained events and an unsettling energy that many visitors find impossible to ignore. Ghostly apparitions are among the most frequently reported phenomena at View Castle. Visitors often describe seeing figures dressed in period clothing, moving through the halls or pausing near windows before vanishing without warning. Some witnesses report glimpses of shadowy forms that flicker across the edges of their vision, disappearing when looked at directly. These apparitions are sometimes said to repeat certain actions, such as climbing the staircase, lingering near a fireplace, or standing silently in a doorway, as though replaying fragments of the lives they once lived. Guests often feel a sense of presence that goes beyond mere observation, an impression that unseen residents are actively aware of their surroundings. Auditory experiences also play a significant role in the castle's haunted reputation. Many visitors report hearing footsteps echoing across empty hallways, doors creaking open or closed on their own, and soft whispers that seem to emanate from walls or corners. The sounds are often most pronounced on the mansion's grand staircase, where guests describe hearing the distinct rhythm of boots or shoes ascending and descending, even when no one else is present. Occasionally, these noises are accompanied by muffled voices or laughter, as if a conversation from another era is replaying itself within the mansion's walls. A pervasive and oppressive atmosphere is another hallmark of View Castle. Visitors frequently describe a heavy feeling that seems to settle in rooms or hallways, creating a sense of unease or discomfort. Some report feeling watched, as though unseen eyes follow their movements throughout the mansion. Others describe sudden drops in temperature or a chilling breeze that passes through the rooms, often in areas where apparitions or unexplained noises have been observed. This combination of visual, auditory, and physical sensations creates a multi-layered experience that can be both fascinating and terrifying. Paranormal investigators have periodically visited the castle to document its unusual activity, using audio recorders, video cameras, and thermal imaging devices. They have captured anomalies such as unexplained shadows, strange lights, and disembodied voices. Temperature readings often reveal abrupt drops in certain rooms, particularly near the main staircase or historical areas of significance within the mansion. Some recordings include faint whispers or footsteps that cannot be attributed to any living person, adding to the credibility of the many first-hand accounts. Investigators suggest that the mansion's age, architectural layout, and the intense emotional energy of past occupants may combine to create a hotspot for paranormal activity. Even the exterior of View Castle contributes to its eerie reputation. The property is surrounded by retired fencing, aged stone paths, and mature trees whose branches create elongated, twisting shadows at night. The mansion's proximity to the French Quarter adds to the mystique, as the surrounding streets are steeped in history and legend, amplifying the sense that the castle is part of a larger tapestry of the city's supernatural lore. Visitors walking the grounds after dark report hearing footsteps in the gardens, glimpsing shadowy figures among the trees, or sensing an unseen presence watching from windows. Visitors often describe an intense emotional response when exploring the castle. The combination of historical significance, architectural beauty, and paranormal activity evokes a mixture of awe, curiosity, and fear. Many report feeling transported to another era, as if the mansion's former occupants are subtly guiding or observing them. The sensation of being in a space where the past and present overlap creates a lasting impression, making View Castle both captivating and unsettling. The castle's internal spaces, from shadow-filled hallways to elaborately decorated parlors, serve as a stage for these haunting encounters. Guests often report that sounds echo unnaturally, shadows shift unpredictably, and light seems to behave oddly within certain rooms. These subtle disturbances, combined with the mansion's already imposing design, create an immersive environment where history, mystery, and the supernatural converge. Ultimately, View Castle is far more than a historic residence. Its ghostly figures, footsteps on empty staircases, and oppressive atmosphere serve as a constant reminder that the mansion is inhabited not just by its architectural grandeur, but by the lingering energy of those who once lived there. For those who step through its doors, the castle offers a unique experience where the elegance of the past meets the mysteries of the unseen, leaving an indelible mark on all who dare to explore its haunted halls. The Acadian Gothic estate, nestled in the heart of Lafayette Parish, Louisiana, is a remarkable fusion of Gothic architectural design and traditional Acadian influences. Its steeply pitched roofs, pointed arches, and ornate woodwork are immediately recognizable as Gothic, while the warm, welcoming touches of Acadian style give the estate a distinctive character that reflects the cultural heritage of the region. Yet, beyond its aesthetic appeal, the property has developed a reputation for paranormal activity. Over the years, visitors, residents, and paranormal investigators have reported apparitions, disembodied voices, and strange lights appearing in the night, establishing the Acadian Gothic estate as one of the most haunted locations in southern Louisiana. The estate was constructed in the late 1800s by a wealthy Acadian family who sought to merge the grandeur of European Gothic architecture with the familiar comfort of Acadian design. Inside, the mansion features high ceilings, expansive halls, elaborate wood paneling, and intricately carved staircases, creating a space that is both imposing and inviting. Despite its elegance and the care invested in its construction, the estate has been the site of numerous personal tragedies and mysterious events over the decades. Many locals believe that the intensity of emotions experienced by previous occupants' moments of joy, sorrow, and conflict have left an energetic imprint on the property, giving rise to the spectral phenomena reported today. One of the most frequently cited manifestations at the Acadian Gothic estate is the appearance of ghostly figures. Visitors often describe seeing apparitions moving silently through the halls or standing in rooms before vanishing unexpectedly. Some figures appear as shadows with human form, flickering in peripheral vision, while others are more defined, dressed in period attire from the estate's early years. Witnesses often report that these apparitions seem purposeful, as though they are replaying scenes from their past lives or performing tasks that were once part of their daily routine. Guests frequently feel a sense of being observed when these figures appear, enhancing the impression that the estate is not just a historical site, but a living space for spirits lingering between worlds. Auditory phenomena are another common aspect of the estate's haunted reputation. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied voices, murmuring conversations, and faint footsteps echoing across empty hallways. Sometimes these sounds are soft whispers, barely audible over the ambient noise of the house, while other times they are unmistakably clear, as if someone is calling out from another room. Doors have been known to creak open or close without cause, and furniture occasionally moves as if manipulated by invisible hands. The echoes often seem to correspond with areas where apparitions are sighted, creating a multisensory experience that is simultaneously unnerving and fascinating. Strange lights appearing at night are another phenomenon that has contributed to the estate's haunted reputation. Guests often report seeing flickering orbs or luminous shapes drifting through rooms or long hallways, moving independently of any natural light source. These lights are frequently observed near windows, staircases, or in rooms associated with significant historical events within the mansion. Some paranormal investigators theorize that these lights may be manifestations, of residual spiritual energy or entities attempting to communicate. Photographs and video recordings occasionally capture these lights, adding visual evidence to the numerous first-hand accounts of supernatural activity. Physical sensations are also reported by those exploring the estate. Sudden drops in temperature, cold spots, and the feeling of being brushed by an unseen presence are common experiences. Many visitors describe walking into a room and immediately feeling a chilling draft or a heavy sensation pressing down upon them. These occurrences often coincide with sightings of apparitions or strange lights, reinforcing the idea that the mansion is infused with energy that is perceptible to the living. Guests have reported feeling both awe and trepidation, an emotional response heightened by the mansion's Gothic grandeur and its storied history. Paranormal investigators have periodically explored the Acadian Gothic estate in attempts to document these phenomena. Using thermal cameras, audio recorders, and video equipment, they have captured a variety of anomalies, including unexplained shadows, temperature fluctuations, and ghostly lights. Some investigators report hearing whispers on recordings that are inaudible to the human ear in real time, and others claim to have observed faint figures moving across rooms or corridors on video. While the estate's architecture, with long hallways, high ceilings, and echoing spaces, may amplify certain effects, the diversity and consistency of reports suggest that the mansion's haunted reputation is more than mere illusion. The exterior of the estate also contributes to its eerie charm. Surrounded by sprawling grounds, mature trees, and reflective waterways, the property takes on a particularly haunting character at night. Fog rolling across the lawn, the rustling of leaves in the breeze, and the silhouette of the mansion against the moonlight create an atmosphere ripe for ghostly encounters. Visitors walking the grounds after dusk have reported hearing footsteps on pathways, seeing fleeting shadows dart among the trees, and feeling the unmistakable sensation of being watched. The surrounding environment enhances the mansion's reputation as a location where the natural and supernatural seem to converge. Those who explore the Acadian Gothic estate often describe a profound emotional impact. The combination of historical architecture, cultural significance, and paranormal activity creates a unique and immersive experience. Guests frequently feel transported to another era, walking among spirits who continue to inhabit the estate in ways that defy explanation. The mansion's beauty and mystery captivate the imagination, while its ghostly phenomena evoke a mixture of fascination and fear. Ultimately, the Acadian Gothic estate is more than an architectural landmark. Its apparitions, disembodied voices, and mysterious lights serve as a constant reminder that the mansion is alive not only with its history, but with the lingering presence of those who once called it home. For those who dare to explore its halls, the estate offers a hauntingly immersive journey into the past, where Gothic elegance, Acadian charm, and the supernatural coexist in a manner both unforgettable and unnerving. Rouge River Castle, situated along the banks of the winding Rouge River in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is a striking example of castle-inspired architecture set against the lush backdrop of southern landscapes. Its turrets, steeply pitched roofs, and imposing stone facade give it the appearance of a European fortress, while the surrounding grounds of towering trees and dense foliage enhance its air of mystery. While the mansion's grand design draws attention for its beauty and historical style, it is the legends and first-hand accounts of paranormal activity that have solidified its reputation as one of Baton Rouge's most haunted estates. Visitors consistently report shadow figures moving across the grounds, unexplained noises echoing through empty halls, and an unsettling sensation of being followed that seems to pervade the property. The mansion was built in the early 20th century by a wealthy industrialist who envisioned a residence that combined elegance with a fortress-like presence. Inside, the estate features expansive halls, intricately carved woodwork, ornate staircases, and grand parlors designed for entertaining. The combination of Gothic and classical elements gives the interior a majestic, almost theatrical atmosphere. Despite its outward beauty and historical significance, The property quickly gained a reputation for unusual occurrences, many of which continue to intrigue both visitors and paranormal enthusiasts. Locals tell stories of the mansion's dark past, suggesting that intense emotions and tragedies experienced by former residents may have left lingering energy within the walls and grounds. Shadow figures are among the most frequently reported paranormal phenomena at Rouge River Castle. Guests often describe seeing dark silhouettes moving across rooms, hallways, or the exterior grounds, only to vanish when directly approached. Some of these figures appear human in form, while others are amorphous, flickering like smoke in shifting light. Witnesses frequently report that the figures seem to move with intention, as though retracing familiar steps or performing tasks from long ago. Many encounters occur near the main staircase, along corridors, or in areas historically associated with high activity, suggesting that these spirits may be connected to specific events or daily routines of past inhabitants. Auditory experiences also play a significant role in the mansion's haunted reputation. Visitors frequently report hearing footsteps echoing along empty corridors, doors opening or closing on their own, and soft, indistinct murmurs in rooms where no one is present. Some guests have recounted hearing the faint laughter of children or the sounds of distant conversations that fade when they attempt to locate the source. These sounds often coincide with sightings of shadow figures, creating a multi-sensory experience that can leave visitors both fascinated and unnerved. A pervasive sensation of being followed is another hallmark of Rouge River Castle. Guests walking through the mansion or along the river-facing grounds often describe a sudden awareness that they are not alone, even in areas devoid of visible movement. Many report feeling an unseen presence walking just behind them, lingering close enough to evoke fear, yet intangible enough to defy explanation. This sensation is sometimes accompanied by a chill in the air, a subtle brush on the skin, or a heavy feeling in the chest, further reinforcing the impression of an unseen observer. Paranormal investigators have examined the mansion in an effort to document these mysterious occurrences, using audio recorders, video cameras, and thermal imaging devices. They have captured anomalies, including unexplained shadows, flickering lights, and sudden temperature drops. Footsteps and whispers have been recorded in empty rooms, and video footage occasionally shows fleeting shapes that move independently of any natural cause. While the mansion's architecture with long hallways, reflective surfaces, and high ceilings may amplify certain sensory experiences, the consistency and diversity of reports suggest that Rouge River Castle's haunted reputation is more than simply the result of structural quirks. The exterior grounds of the estate also contribute to its eerie atmosphere. The property's dense trees, winding walkways, and proximity to the river create shadows and reflections that can play tricks on the eye. Visitors walking the grounds after dusk often report hearing footsteps on gravel paths, seeing silhouettes moving among the trees, or sensing a presence nearby even when no one is visible. The river itself, with its quiet lapping waters and foggy mornings, adds to the mansion's sense of isolation and mystery, creating a setting that feels both beautiful and foreboding. Many guests have described strong emotional reactions when exploring Rouge River Castle. The combination of architectural elegance, historical context, and paranormal activity evokes awe, curiosity, and fear simultaneously. Visitors often report a sense of stepping into a liminal space where past and present intersect, where the energy of former residents continues to interact with those who walk the halls today. Some describe fleeting feelings of sadness, nostalgia, or urgency, as though the spirits are attempting to communicate or relive their stories. Even the mansion's interior spaces play a role in its haunting. Long corridors, high ceilings, and shadow-filled corners create an environment where sound travels in unusual ways and light behaves unpredictably, intensifying the impact of visual and auditory phenomena. Guests often feel the weight of the house's history pressing upon them, a combination of human memory, architectural drama, and paranormal energy that makes each visit memorable and unsettling. Ultimately, Rouge River Castle is more than a historically significant mansion or architectural landmark. It is a place where shadows, sounds, and sensations converge to create a tangible connection to the past. Shadowy figures, unexplained noises, and the sensation of being followed remind visitors that the estate is inhabited, not only by its structural beauty, but by the lingering presence of unseen residents. For those who venture onto the grounds or through its halls, Rouge River Castle offers a hauntingly immersive experience, blending history, architecture, and the paranormal into a chilling yet unforgettable encounter. As we have explored, Louisiana's haunted castles are more than historic estates. They are living repositories of mystery, tragedy, and the supernatural. From the grand halls of Longwood Mansion to the shadowy corridors of Rouge River Castle, each location offers a chilling glimpse into the past, where spirits linger, secrets remain, and the unknown waits just beyond the light. For anyone seeking an encounter with the eerie and the unexplained, these castles promise unforgettable experiences and spine-tingling stories that linger long after you leave. So, whether you are a thrill seeker, a paranormal investigator, or someone simply fascinated by the haunted history of Louisiana, these castles invite you to step into a world where the boundaries between the living and the dead are blurred. Listen closely, watch carefully, and tread lightly. For in the haunted castles of Louisiana, the past never truly sleeps, and the spirits of yesterday are always waiting to tell their stories.